Yes, you saw it. The Luke Payne introduction at the end, because we haven't got tonight a Payne
Read them and weep.
We've got the real deal. We've got the real deal.
Where is he? Down there?
He's down there.
Down the bottom. Hello. How
Not
are we?
only doing a review with his magic, the Chris Kamara of the Don's Unplugged world, but he's here for the show. So you, the Don's Unplugged faithful, can ask questions to the legend. How's his career going with Sky Sports? What's it like being in that top tier of elite football pundits? Anything you want, ask away. But Luke, now I've done that intro. It's only one way, which is down. But thank you so much for joining us tonight, mate.
It's great to be back. Thanks for inviting me on again. This is going to be a good show. I'm looking forward to this.
You're welcome, kiddo.
Absolutely. Anyway, stickers.
Yeah.
Talk stickers. I saw you both with your sticker books.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think I'm doing a little bit better than Luke.
Yeah, you're doing a lot better than me. I've only completed one team so far, and it is kind of on topic. It is Barrow. So,
Thank God for that. I was going to say someone else, which I really didn't want to hear.
No, thankfully not them.
Anyway, Colin, do you have this sticker in your book?
Go away.
There you go. Max Dean, the man, the myth, the legend. Do you know what?
I've got Scott's wine. Scott's wine?
Yeah, unfortunately, he wasn't at Salford, mate. But yeah, no, I say quality player as he was. But yeah, no, Max joined us at Salford, so we'll talk a little bit more about that later on. And again, had a great build up to the game. Not so much the game, but again, massive thank you to Ollie, Mick from Ireland, Don Paulie, and everyone else who joined us before the game. And again, let's say thank you to Max as well. He spent quite a bit of time, not just with me and the guys, but with everyone, really making time for fans, which is really, really nice to see.
So, he enjoyed the game?
I don't think he did. I actually stood with him for most of the game with his mates, and yeah, I've got a lot of things we can talk about a bit later on that one. Cole.
Did you swap phone numbers?
May or may not have done. I can't confirm. I may or may not have email addresses. I'll leave it there.
It's a wonder you haven't had a restraining order put on you.
It's a wonder that maybe someone might come on pre-season to discuss the upcoming campaign, who may or may not be a former player, but we'll leave it there, Cole.
Not Pete Winkleman, is it?
Honestly, Luke, you just can't get the staff these days, mate.
Oh dear!
Just by being here, Luke, you've upped the ante.
Unbelievable.
I know, right? I know.
Yeah.
Anyway, show 72. Show 72.
Only another 28 to go, and I can give it up.
You better not do it. But anyway, another fun packed show.
Is it?
It is another fun packed show. We don't have, as I've already mentioned, a Luke Payne review. We have Luke Payne live, Q&A, engagement, interaction, all things Barrow, all things.
Oh, your microphone's gone a bit funny.
Mine?
Very robotic there.
Your microphone went a bit funny.
Did it? Is it all right now?
Yeah.
You're good now.
You sounded like a Dalek.
Well, there you go, right? It wouldn't sound. It wouldn't be a Don's Unplugged show.
Exterminate.
It wouldn't be a Don's Unplugged show without technical difficulty.
No, it wouldn't.
You know
That's true. That's true.
Anyway, so we've got the Q&A, all things Barrow, all things Oldham, all things Salford preview with the Mr. Luke Payne, a.k.a. the Chris Kamara of the Don's Unplugged world.
Don't keep bullying him up, please.
Absolutely. We have got not injury of the week, but suspension of the week.
No.
Suspension. Believe me, there's a lot to talk about with that.
I wonder who's that. I wonder who's in that.
I know. It's going to be a difficult one to gauge that, Cole. We'll have to wait and see. We've got team talk as well with Chris Ryan and Callum is back. So we've got the team together for that. It's going to be a good one. We're also going to talk about the fact with 6 games to go. Surely
we talked about this last week, but I want to talk about it again.
Yeah, we're going to say, got to throw caution to the wind. It gives ourselves a line to bring out Nathan. I'll get my teeth in. Nathaniel Memphis, Pato and Collar. When are they back? How are they getting involved in the team?
Come on.
You know, we saw obviously Mendes on the weekend, but obviously the rest of the team, what's going on? We're going to talk a bit more about that. We are also going to be talking about the Don's Unplugged Player of the Month. Far more important than the actual Player of the Month. Come on, they all want this trophy, Cole.
It's not easy, that, but I think I've got someone, but I'll save it.
Well, we'll see. We've got Barrow preview with Mr. No Guest because they hate us.
Yeah, they do. Barrow officially hate us.
Yeah, well, I had a wheelbarrow and the wheel fell off, and their wheel's fallen
Hey!
off too. Never mind. But we'll talk all things Barrow. We've got Oldham preview as well, and we do have Aaron joining us, who is an Oldham fan, to talk all things Oldham build-ups.
And Luke knows him.
He does. So
Got history.
We'll let Luke do the pressure in the talking. We'll get the spotlight on from Luke, so it's all good. We also want from you, the Don's Unplugged faithful, the bank holiday predictions, not just for our games, but for Cambridge and Swindon, Salford.
Microphone gone again.
Well, Cambridge, Swindon, Salford, Notts County.
I can't listen. I'm going if you're going to sound like that all night.
I'm saying nothing.
Oh, well, okay. Go on. Yeah, tell them what games there are this weekend. There's some big games.
There are some big games, Cole. There are some big games. And I was going to say,
what are they? What are they? Keep telling me. What are
Cambridge, Swindon, Salford, Notts County, Barnet, Bromley. That's the ones we want to know your predictions on tonight.
And the Dons game against Barrow,
obviously. It goes without saying.
But there's some big games there. Cambridge versus Swindon tomorrow night.
Yep.
So, tune in. Salford versus Notts County at the same time as Barnet versus Bromley, and we're playing Barrow. I mean, it's a hell of a weekend.
It is. It is. And we can talk about some new ranges that have dropped in the shop and an update from Liam as well. So.
Have you been in the shop?
I don't know, Cole. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, look at this under my arm. Look.
Are we still getting product placement?
We'll see. I certainly didn't get product discount, but again, Liam's got a job to do, wages to pay. So
product placement. Look, new shirts, every bloody hell. We just flogged this shop left, right, and centre.
If Liam was in a band, it would be D Ream because the shop is only going to get better. I'll leave it there.
Your jokes get worse.
I know they are. I'm a dad. What do you expect? Come on. Anyway, right. Let's get into the drum rolls, which is the good evenings. If I go full on Dalek, Luke, you can feel free to jump in as well. So it's all good.
Yeah.
I'll start midnight.
There we go. Firstly, Stephen says, evening legends. Stephen, good evening. Thank you for joining as always. Carry on.
I've just noticed Luke hasn't got any makeup on tonight.
Pay no attention, Luke. Pay no attention.
Carry on.
Here we go. This is my Luke Payne tribute. There we go.
Yeah, let's go.
Exactly right. Where's yours, Cole? Where's yours?
Close enough.
In the car.
You just can't get the staff these days. Like, you really can't.
Mine is stuck on a boat coming from China.
Yeah, so's mine. That's mine.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, anyway, waving all the way. So hands ready. Even to you, Carry On. Thank you as always for joining.
Carry on.
Good evening, Don's fans as well from Sheila. Did you do your homework? I mean, Sheila, I'll let you rate it. It's over that way. I'll let you rate what you think. Out of 10, was that worth the effort, or does he need to go back to the drawing board and do a proper?
I did it in the 5-minute countdown, Sheila. It was a bit of a rush, but I did it.
Upgraded in size as well, hasn't it? Didn't it used to be bigger than that?
It did, and coloured.
Listen, size isn't everything, Luke, and you'll get to find that out when you get older.
It's about the effort he's put in, and there's no effort there.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, indeed. Anyway, Luke's joined us as well. He said, evening, legends. Evening, Luke. Thanks for joining.
Evening,
Luke. Appreciate it. Stephen has said, Aidan, did you get Max Dean to sign up for next season? Funny story, Stephen. We'll come on to that a little later, and I'll be a little bit cryptic.
The answer is no.
But there is
just move straight on now.
there is more.
Oh, right, okay, go on.
There's more to talk about. Ollie says, oi, oi, how we doing, legends, on this wicked Wednesday? Big Easter weekend coming up. Keep the faith. We're still going up. There you go.
Like it all.
Like it, mate. Like it. And we're also still going up to Manchester again a week later. Can you believe it?
Hopefully the pitch will be a bit better.
I hope so. It was interesting, wasn't it? Let's put it that way. Good luck. Evening all from Karen. Karen, thank you. Hope you're well. And thank you for joining. Ollie says, Aidan, surely you try to get Max Dean on the show again. We'll talk about that a little later.
Oh, God, really? Do we have to keep talking about stuff later?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Got loads to talk about. Evening all from MK Chris, Chris of Botwood Show. Good evening, sir. Hope you're well.
Is that Chris of Botwood Hall?
Absolutely.
Lovely.
Yeah. We go. Craig says, good evening, fellas. Let's hope it's a good Friday. I like that. A good Friday. And we resurrect. Oh, it's just, yeah. So who needs dad jokes when you've got Craig? Thank you, Craig. And we resurrect ourselves with 3 points. Is Pato our saviour?
He's got the hair for it.
Yeah, it's not far off, to be fair, Luke. It's not
He
far
has,
off.
he has. Very topical. Well done, Craig.
Exactly.
Nice one.
And on the third day, a Scotsman rose from the dead to lead us to League One. There we go, hopefully.
Oh, here we
Anyway,
go.
Matt says, evening, Matt, by the way. He says, good evening, chaps. How are we doing? Not too bad. Bit of a setback on the weekend, but the table was still in second, so there's still a lot to play for.
Yeah.
Not an ideal last 2 games, but autos is still in our hands, and hopefully the last 2 defeats, especially the most recent one, gives us a good kick up the backside. 100%, Matt. I'd rather it happen now than the last 2 games of the season. That's
Do you know the good thing about that post?
Go on.
You see half of Luke Payne.
Count to 10, Luke. That's what I usually do.
Oh, Mick, you know.
Anyway, evening, Mick. He says, evening all from the Emerald Isle this fine evening. Mick,
Oh, God.
I left it downstairs. But good evening to you, my friend. Hope you're doing well, mate.
This is becoming more of a comedy show than an actual football show.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good.
I bet they don't get this on Luke's other show.
Not quite.
No.
Again, what can you say? Anyway, evening, Donnies and Donettes from Grant. Grant, good evening. Thank you for joining as well, my friend.
Evening, Grant.
Arthur has joined us. He said, hi, lads. I'm back. Chocks away, lads. Now let's get this bloody team and club back into League One. Couldn't have put it better myself. Thank you, group captain. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Next up, we have Jamie. Jamie's joined us. He said, good evening, Dons. I must say I'm not good as much as I got as much confidence for the weekend as I would like, but we can only get behind the lads. Come on, you Dons. Bit of a setback, mate. I get it. But hey, look, these things happen. The main thing is we go again. Let's hopefully get maximum points out of this weekend.
Just like we did at Salford, we go again.
Yeah, and don't forget, right? Trying to paint it positive. Other teams who needed the points lost as well. So we're still in second. That's the key thing to remember. Hopefully, by the end of this long weekend.
We lose twice and they still can't overtake us.
Exactly. Hopefully, by the end of this long weekend, Cole, we've cut a few teams away because we've picked up.
Cry more, kiddo.
Yeah, exactly right. Anyway, Ash has joined us. He said, good evening, legend and Colin. And Luke, clearly. Another week, and with it, another poor performance with only 1 shot on target in the game. Yeah, it was not ideal.
It was a good shot, though, wasn't it?
It was something. There was the clearance on the goal line.
Well, we're going to talk about that, Stephen. What the best outcome is. Luke, is probably look. He's nodding his head. He's probably got it all worked out already. What the best result is for us.
Absolutely.
G-Van,
evening to you, good sir. Hope you're well.
G-Van's in the house.
And again, if everyone hasn't watched it, take the time to watch G-Van.
Yeah, watch G-Van.
Great content. Thanks for joining, G-Van. Hope you're well. Evening to Harry. Said, evening, legends. Evening to your good self, Harry. Hope you're all well.
Harry.
Thanks for joining us as always. Josh says, evening, gents, from the continuously nervous chairman of the Callum Pass Appreciation Society. Hopefully, Josh.
Is that an acronym of any description? No.
But hopefully this weekend, Josh, he's back in the team and you're a little less nervous, and hopefully we've got a few more goals in the back of the net by the end of that 90 minutes. Well, fingers crossed. We shall see. G-Van said, last time we lost a televised away fixture against a team whose initials were SC. Prior to the home Good Friday fixture, we bounced back to win that 5-0. I want to see the same character on Friday.
Too much knowledge.
Stato, he's brilliant. G-Van, keep it up, my friend. Cracking stats. Love it. Really appreciate it. And I hope we get another 5-0.
Well, I'm exhausted already.
He knows his stuff.
Look.
Thank you.
Look.
Thank you, Karen. We're glad to see Luke on the show as well. I don't know if he's going to be glad to be on it after he's finished the show, but we will find out.
He'll be mentally exhausted by about 10 o'clock.
Well, balancing all these jobs and this high-profile lifestyle that Luke has as a pundit is a difficult thing to do, but we're grateful he's here. Russ, the other half of the Forgem household, is here. He says, evening, everybody. I'm still lost for words after Saturday's Fiasco. Now, there's a word we don't use very often. Fiasco. Thank you for that, Russ. We'll get it in the show.
Luke, I want to say something now. We'll talk about it in a minute. I want to talk about team substitutions and things like that when you talk about Salford.
Tactics.
I want to, tactics. I want to see what you think. Yeah.
Good point. Good point. Well put. Matt says, evening, boys. A new subscriber last Saturday. So thank you, Matt. We appreciate you subscribing. We appreciate you taking the input as well. I did see a comment last weekend and replied. Hopefully, you'll get to enjoy some wins along the way before the end of the season and a promotion, and get involved as well. Put in some comments. Every comment's valid, and we appreciate the input. So thank you, mate. Much appreciated. He said, that was brutal, but I'm looking forward to Oldham. Yeah, I think Oldham and Barrow, to be fair. I'm quite confident. I don't know why. I just am, and hopefully I'm not proved wrong, but we'll talk a bit more about that. Matt says, a good Friday. A good Friday. There you go. Matt, I'd say Good Friday. A great Friday, hopefully. There we go. I have Barrow anyway. Top. Thank you, Sheila.
Sheila!
Well, hopefully they are as well on the weekend, Sheila, and we get what we need. That's for sure. But they don't like us, that's for sure. Anyway, Jonathan, evening. The other member of the quartet of the Dons Unplugged Massive, the man behind Charlie's Angels, the man who brings the bookings.
Our booking agent.
Yeah. The man with the plan. Basically our agent, all but in name, really, Luke, right? That's got to be it. It's got to be our agent.
Did we spend much on agents' fees last year?
I don't know, because we had to fill in the fit and proper persons test and do all of that first. I think it was 44p, 45p, maybe. We stretched the bank. Anyway.
45p.
45. There we are. Any advances? Anyway, John, thank you for joining. He says, highlight of Saturday was Max Dean. Enough said. Well, yes and no. Yes and no. We'll
really?
talk about it. Yeah, there's plenty to talk about.
Charlie just replaced that.
Do you know what? It's fine. Gives me a day off if he does, because my voice is going anyway, Ash. So who knows? Davros could be replacing me. There we go. Good Friday equals a 5-1 Dons win from Matt. 100% love to see it, Matt. Exactly right. But I
hope he's right.
Mighty Warrior, they won on the weekend, so I don't think they're going to be quite a rollover.
Did beat anybody special, though, did they?
Yeah, anyway. I think they'll be up for it. Beating Bromley, they want to beat us. I think we've got enough to do it, but I don't think it'll be a rollover, because they found a bit of vigour. They're fine for their lives, so it'll be interesting. Though.
My relations are coming down from Barrow.
Well, there you go. Which end are they going to be in, Cole? That's the question. That end. All right.
That end, yeah.
Enough said. Good predictions, Matt, by the way. 4 points. It would be a decent return, that's for sure. We just don't want to lose. That's the most important thing.
Really? That's a good one.
Yeah, if you're thinking, is it League Two? It's interesting. National League finishes with Rochdale Vale on the final day of the season. Yes, it does. And the tickets went on sale, I think, a few days ago. And there was queues, Cole. Queues lining up outside York and Rochdale.
What about Stadium MK?
Obviously. Do you know what? If they had a bigger venue, I think they'd fill it out, to be fair. It's going to be a hell of a game. Winner takes all, potentially. It'd be good. Evening all from Jordan. Evening, Jordan. Thank you very much for joining us. Much appreciated. Dave has joined us. Chair of the DSA says, evening, good evening, guys. Good evening.
Dave Bosdet, the MK DSA. I'm watching you, Dave Bosdet.
And Don's joined us as well, Don Paulie. So evening, Paul. He says, good evening all.
Teaming down here in Liverpool.
It's not raining in the sky. It's raining in our hearts. Paul.
Did you go on the last ferry across the Mersey, Don?
No, he went on the last train to O'Malley's in Manchester with me and Dolly and Mick. That's for sure. Cracking morning. That was for sure.
As Luke forgiven the other Luke.
Questions, Luke. Give us your answer, Luke.
Undecided.
On the fence. On the fence. There we go. Enough said. Helen says, evening all. Helen, thank you for joining. Much appreciated as well.
Lady Botwood of Botwood Hall.
Lady Botwood. And hope you're feeling better as well, Helen. As I say, I know you've not been feeling too good of late. Good old Ollie. Definitely comedy show, lads. This is on the level of sports bar. Yeah, that's another conversation. We're going to have a whole show on Ollie, to be quite honest.
That means absolutely nothing to me.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Fair. Anyway, let's just. He said, "I'll let you decide who's Jason Cundy and Jamie O'Hara." Luke, you can decide who that is. I'll let you be arbiter.
Gosh, I don't know. I don't watch it enough to know. So I'll throw it open to the viewers and
it's all
maybe,
good.
maybe get a vote in there.
Absolutely. And again, nice to see you, Jamie. Sorry, Colin. No. Okay.
No, I'm reading that one on the bottom. That's what I'm reading.
Bad weekends. Don's lost. Arsenal lost. Who's Arsenal? And Spurs sacked their manager. Okay.
Who are Spurs?
No idea. Some championship team, I think. There we go. Who knows?
Playing Lincoln City next season.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what? I haven't followed the Premier League for ages. I know Gunner's at the top.
I occasionally have a look, but I can't be arsed with it. So
I stop with the EFL, to be honest, most of the time. But again, hopefully they do well for you, Dave. If you're an Arsenal fan and they win the league, I know it's been a while.
Barnet are on form.
Barnet haven't won 3 games in a row all season. Could Good Friday break the curse and help us, John? If there's ever a time for it to happen, that would be the time for it to happen.
Wouldn't that be something? Would that be the top 3 they've beaten in consecutive weeks?
Yeah.
That would be some trio of results. That would.
Where is Club Soda? Well, it's on its way. It's on its way, Ryan. It's on its way. And where is Club Orange, Aidan? It's on its way as well. We were talking all things Irish foods and drinks because Mr. Jordan Harrison has gone on his travels to Belfast today. And he's going to bring Ryan back at Club Orange as well. So there we go. But I've got some if he lets you down, Ryan. Don't worry. Mick over in Ireland can certainly back us up on it if we need it.
Paul Warren's there.
Paul, nice to see you. Thank you for joining. He says, "Hey, how are you?" And we're well, Paul. We're well. Thanks.
We're all right, Paul, but you screwed the subs up.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Do you want to come on and explain that?
Exactly. And last one, Matt says, attended Scotland game at Hill Dickinson last night, banging stadium. There you go.
Good
stuff.
Good old Ivory Coast, I say.
Is
that it?
That's it for the moment. That's it for There's a few more, but I have to say, as a newly paid up member of the Irish community, really disappointed that they lost out. But they did play North Macedonia. Troy Parrott had 2 goals disallowed, and they were absolute crackers. I miss that guy. If we go up, I really hope this club goes all out to try and lure him back. What a player. What a player.
Along with Max Dean and Scott Twine.
Well, yeah, it'd be nice, right? And everyone else that, just pick up the phone and bring the band back together. But yeah, and as I say, to be fair to your point, Cole, I would have liked to have seen all the home nations head to the World Cup. But Scotland and England are there, and again, apologies to Wales fans who I know are feeling it a little bit too. So there we go. But these things happen.
Yeah, did you not qualify for the World Cup?
Not well. My German side did, yeah. My Irish side has not. But I definitely have to get over that. I mean, again, I have to say, and credit.
Just keep peeling those tops off. There'll be a white one there in a minute.
Always a white one there, Cole. Always a white one there. But I'm going to have to say credit where credit's due. I thought the Irish fans were phenomenal. Absolutely. Again, yesterday at the friendly, when there was nothing to play for and 40,000 people turned up to say thank you to the team for the effort.
I'll tell you what takes them. There was 7,500 Japanese fans at Wembley last night.
Fair play to them.
Yeah.
And I just said, I know a few people were frustrated about that.
Travelled from London.
Yeah, a few people were frustrated about that. As a German fan, I know all about it at the World Cup. They beat us a few years back. They're a well-drilled team. You just have to look where their players play, Cole. They're nobody's fools. So they're a dark horse for the World Cup, I would say. But Japan.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, really good team. Well drilled. And you know what? Credit again where their fans are due. They stay behind. They cleared up. They cleared the dressing.
Yeah, they cleared the stadium.
What a great group of individuals.
Fantastic.
If only the rest of the world could be just as considerate, it'd be lovely, wouldn't it? Anyway, Craig said Barnet will win. They will be. They're my top to get into the playoffs. Yeah, absolutely. They are a dark horse. That and who else did we say, Cole?
How long have you been on? About 72 shows.
Yeah, about 72 shows, but no, since 7:40.
Is that Albie?
Oh, of course it's Albie. Evening Albie.
Evening Alb.
As always, join in. We appreciate you.
7:45 Albie every week. Don't miss it.
Absolutely. So there we go. That is us up to date on the Wall of Fame.
Woo.
So it only leaves me one thing to say. Good night. No, I'm joking. So, Luke, take it away. We usually talk all things and dissect the game. This is where we'd usually cut to a Luke Payne player review preview. So before we do that, it would only be right to redo this to introduce you.
Yeah, I'll go. This is the time I normally go to the toilet.
So, Luke, what's your thoughts? I mean, again, we'll come on to all things Barnet and Oldham a bit later, but that game, I mean, obviously we'll talk about it, but I'd love to get your thoughts and your input on what you thought. And,
yeah, come on. Give us the Luke replay.
The pain, the tactics, the
live,
feels, everything.
Luke Payne live. Come on, let's go. Go. 3, 2, 1, go.
But
there's no pressure. This is a live show. No pressure.
But no, to be honest, I think that was the poorest I've seen us play for quite a while. If I'm being honest, I wasn't at the Barnet game, so I can't say anything about that one. But in terms of the Salford performance, it just wasn't good. I don't think Salford necessarily played the best. I think the difference was that they were just a whole lot more organised than us. If you look at the man marking of their players, we just couldn't string a pass together, and that reflected very accurately in the passing stats of pretty much all of our players. And I remember doing the ratings for this and looking, oh, there's a player with a 25% pass completion rate. Here's another one with 35, and it was all those sorts of low numbers. Just trying to get 2 passes in a row was proving to be difficult, which isn't great when you've got your technicians on the pitch and your Liam Kellys and your Dan Crowleys of the world. But no, I just don't think we ever really got going. Obviously, we had a couple of moments. If we're being generous, you're kind of looking at the goalmouth scramble as the big chance, really. I think if Ekpiteta just gets a stronger foot on it the first time, then maybe we get a bit of luck and it falls our way. And then obviously that doesn't happen, and then you have this whole goal situation with Matt Butcher, and that obviously came from a throw in. I think the key player I'm going to pick out for that goal is Gilby, because if you're watching the middle of the box whilst that entire move's happening, you can just see Butcher gradually sort of stepping away from him further and further, and by the time the ball actually made it to the middle, using tons of space, free shot on goal. So yeah, it's just one of those. And then before we had any chance to really get back in the game, you have the whole red card, and I mean, it's just a silly one. It's a very silly one. Like, regardless of whether you think it is or not, which I think it definitely is, it counts as violent conduct. It's just a silly thing to do. You give the ref an opportunity to make a decision, and he's gone and made one. And because it's someone like Offord, who's been a mainstay in our team, that's now a gap you've got to fill, which in centre back, I think, sure, that's fine. It means we're on bare bones technically, unless you bring Maguire in. But I'm more looking at the midfield conversation, actually, because if we want to use more physical options in midfield, we don't have Matete, we don't have Lemon High Evans, and Offord was the only one left of those, and he's missing for probably about 3 games, 2 of which are going to be Oldham and Bromley, 2 physical teams where you need physical presence in the midfield. So I think he's let the team down in that regard, unfortunately.
So look, can I ask you? Go on.
I was going to say, firstly, I mean, the goal they scored was an absolute worldie, to be fair to them. I was really impressed with it.
I thought we could have defended it better.
Yeah, we could have done, but I mean, to be fair, as painful as it is for me to say that, I thought it was a well-taken goal. I wish we could do that as well, to be honest. The pitch was atrocious, by the way. You could have planted potatoes.
And the weather. And the weather.
But where do you think, I mean, look, for me, I just felt we were flat-footed. And again, a few players went missing, a few players let us down, as you mentioned. But, I mean, the whole Offord situation, with the kick and the whole reaction, again, what surprised me, and I don't know what you guys thought, but obviously watching the game, one is he got his card, their players high-fived each other. Now, surely that's a card in itself, be it yellow, the ref has completely let that go, because that's gamesmanship. I know it happens, but to do that so blatantly, I am absolutely dumbstruck that the ref has not reacted to that. I don't know what your thoughts are.
Yeah, I'd probably agree on that. If he sees anything like that, that should be picked up on. The only thing I would sort of add to that is that Salford, over the last sort of season or 2, have become very good at that side of the game.
Yeah. Well, baiting players.
I mean, even just the general kind of free kicks that were given over the course of the game, we got caught out on all of those that get given against us. you know, if they do the same thing, they'd get away with it. They just have that little bit more about them in that regard. And don't get me wrong, sometimes we've been good at it. You think about the say, for example, the Bristol Rovers home game, we did it a lot better.
Yeah.
But in this particular game, we kind of outmatched in that regard. And then you look at the physical battle, and again, I think we lost it. And again, if you look at it tactically, we were playing one up top and hoofing it forwards a lot to Aaron Collins. You know, you could have put Liam Kelly on Collins' shoulders and still wouldn't have won the header. So, you know.
Well, it's interesting you say that. I mean, again, that's quite a comical view to in my head. I was really dumbstruck. We go on to tactics. I know Colin wanted to talk a bit about that. For me, taking off Liam Kelly, who was by far our best player.
Oh, you've spoiled it now. I was going to say that.
And well, yeah, but I just said it left us completely flat-footed. I don't understand when we're 1-0 behind. The one creative player.
It was 0-0 at the time, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, no, I think
it was.
It was
0-0. Yeah, and he took Crowley and Kelly off at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, again, to take both players who are creative players, if you want to take one off, take one off. I would have taken off Dan. No disrespect to Dan, I like the guy, but I thought Liam on Saturday was our best player by a country mile, and he's taken him off.
Do you think that was defensive by Warne?
I'd like to say yes. Look, I'm not going to critique Warney. Look, we wouldn't be second without him. He knows what he's doing in the main. In the main, he does. Speaking about Aaron in the main as well in a minute. But I just thought it was really odd. I don't understand if you're going for a win. And look, you know Robbo's tactics. You know what he's going to set out to do. The winding up, the sending off. You know that's going to be part and parcel of the game. But I just think it completely nullified us. Luke. I don't know what your thoughts on the tactics and the substitutions were.
Rubbish.
Yeah. You said it for me, really. I thought I can definitely understand why Warne decided to take both of them off. I don't think it was the right decision, but I think he was trying to lean more into that physical side of the game. But ultimately, I think that was a bit of a risk because we were already trying to do that and it wasn't working. So for me, that's when we needed to switch things up. I agree, Crowley, I think happy for him to come off anyway. But I actually think it should have been Wiles that should have been withdrawn. I know Warne likes him, but I think having someone like a Liam Kelly, who, don't get me wrong,
who potentially can unlock a defence.
100%.
Well, yeah, exactly. He was being positive and he was trying things, and a lot of those things weren't working in that game. But he was.
They only had to work once.
Yeah, exactly.
They only need to work once.
Exactly that, and by having offered in that holding role on his own, you can then play Kelly a bit further forward, and all it takes is one ball through, as you say, and then it's potentially a different game. But unfortunately, we decided to not do that. Stuck with what for me was probably Plan A, although we weren't doing a very good job of it, and we've ended up paying the price, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I thought we looked tired.
Yeah.
B short on ideas. Well, I'm not sure what C was, but I mean, it was probably
back to A and B.
Yeah. I just thought we looked. Oh no, I thought we looked frightened on occasion.
Yeah, we did, Carl.
The manner of our play, I thought we looked a little bit unsettled.
I feel, and again, this is just my take, and again, feel free, everyone jump in with your thoughts. We'd love to hear them. I got that feeling, and again, I know it's a bit of a cliche, but we're getting to the part of the business end of the season. I think players are getting nervous.
Well, and not just at our place. I mean,
everywhere, and that was proven by the weekend's results. But I think people are getting cagey, and I think that's where the manager needs to come in and just instill that. Look, guys, keep doing what you've been doing. Don't think about the end result. Just think about in the moment what you're there to do. What you're
one
there to
game at a time.
Exactly that. Exactly. Otherwise, if you're going to worry about things will happen. I don't know. I didn't think we deserved to lose that game. I thought Salford had a good game plan. I thought it probably should have been a draw, to be fair. But I just thought the tactical changes is what killed it for us. It's particularly, and you know my feelings on it, but putting on one goal wonder Hogan, he's never going to do anything. I think that's where, personally, you put the likes of Kelly further up, give him the opportunity. You've got Nemain with the pace. People like that, Hepburn Murphy with pace. I'd take a chance, personally. I'd change things up. It's not worked with Hogan. I know people can say he's done this, he's done that. That's fine. You need a goal threat. And we don't have it at the moment.
I don't think Hepburn Murphy gives you that goal threat.
No, but it gives you pace. I think as a winger,
but he needs too many chances.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I think. What do you reckon, Luke? Do you think he needs a lot of chances?
I think he does, but I think it's purely based on his one-footedness, which is something I've brought up a couple of times already. He will never at all use his left foot.
Nope.
And if he did, he would need half the chances because he's just too desperate to be like, right, I need to take this on my right. That's the only way it's going in.
Overthinks it.
He overthinks it. He makes it far more difficult for himself, or he just takes it on his left foot. He's probably got an easier chance.
Has he got a left foot?
Well,
I can see one, but is it any good?
By that, I'd suggest not. Genuinely, I think if he's still with us in pre-season for next year, first week or two of pre-season training, I'm saying right, left foot only. Like for passing, crosses, shooting, whatever. You're using your left foot here. You need to be able to use both feet at this level of the game. You know, you're a professional footballer. You do this every day, all the time. You know, we bought the whole player, not just his right foot. Like,
hey, I like that. I like that. We bought the whole player.
Yeah, and look, I think to your point, I definitely think he's suited to the wing with the pace. I mean, we've seen it; it can be devastating at times. Same as Aaron the main. I think he's got pace, and again, he can be devastating at times. And they might not be the most ardent goal threat, but I think in a game like we had there, they're the two behind the players you need on the wings to get behind because they've got the pace to cause problems out on the wing. And I didn't think we utilised that well enough. I'm really baffled with the whole Joe Tomlinson thing. I don't think Warney likes him, but there was a lot of criticism in the crowd of Mellish on the weekend. He gives you pace, he gives you goal threat. We've seen it. He's come on, he's scored a few goals this season. And I just think, again,
his crossing is appalling.
It is. But I just said he's come on and he's.
I mean, it's Easter. Should we really have him playing Good Friday? You know what I mean?
Well, this is the point, Cole. Where do we go with that offered? It's a serious question. Where do you go with that offered? What changes in that back line? Because you've then got Tomlinson to think about. You've got
play a back three, don't we?
I don't know. Do we? Is that what Warney does? Does Warney try and fill the gap? I don't know.
Well, I think the obvious answer for what we've got available now is just slot Sanders in that, and we'll just play with no backup unless we're prepared to register Maguire. Or I'm not sure what the whole situation with that.
Well, apparently he's not registered, is he?
He's not. I mean, I don't know if we're allowed to deregister the guys that are definitely out for the season or not. But if that's a possibility, I'll potentially look at doing that.
I thought we'd already done that.
There was a deadline, Cole,
with Matete.
At the end of March.
Yeah, but like Luke, I'm not sure. And again, anyone like Ash or anyone, if you know,
we don't know, basically.
I don't think you can.
This is in 72 shows. This is the first. We don't know.
Yeah, exactly that.
Yes.
Aaron might know. We'll ask him when he comes. So Aaron is in the green room with the beers and the peanuts at the moment, so we'll bring him on shortly. But I wasn't deflated. I mean, again, it was a frustrating result. It was a 1-0 defeat. You're in a tight ground against a well-drilled Robbo side at home. It's going to be difficult. I didn't think we got embarrassed.
The conditions didn't suit us, though, did they? Really?
Not really, Cole. But I don't think we got embarrassed. But at the same time, those are the kind of games. If you've got serious aspirations of getting up in the autos, they're the sort of ones you've got to grind out a result. Now, if it's not a win, you don't lose it.
We played bloody awful and lost 1-0.
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah,
exactly that. But I'm not. The alarm bells aren't going for me. I think Ollie and Mick and ourselves, we were talking during the game, and Ollie put it quite well.
Did Max speak to you about it?
We spoke to Max. I'll talk to you about that in a sec. But Ollie said it quite well because people around were getting really frustrated. They were around a dissent, and there's a whole point. As he said, look at the rest of the results around the league. Look where we are. That's 2 losses, and we're still second. That's the point here, right?
Amazing.
And not just that.
What a team.
Well, no, but that's the whole point, right? Because we could have been in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure.
So, I take that as a not as a win, but as a positive that we're still in second. It's still in our hands, and even if Cambridge won their game in hand, we're still top 3. So, you've got to look at it that way. It's a reprieve.
Come on, Swindon.
Yeah, it's a reprieve. But the frustration is, if we'd have won both those games, we'd have been clear at the top. So it swings and roundabouts, right? I don't really care at this point where we end up in that top 3 as long as we're in it.
I do.
I know you do because you've got a bet on it. I just want us to see promotion. Look, I think this
Loads
weekend,
of money.
Exactly. This weekend is going to be an interesting weekend. You've got the revival of Barrow against Bromley. They'll be up for it. I think, as I said to you, and again, we'll talk to Aaron about it as well. I think, funnily enough, we had quite a few Oldham fans in Manchester when we were chatting in the pub on the weekend as well, going down.
Oh, did you see the AFC fans on the way up?
No, thank God. And not on the way back either, funny enough. But no, look, I think the two teams in this run-in that have really concerned me in terms of games I wasn't comfortable was A, Barnet because of the result away, and I said B, Oldham because of the run that they're on. And again, credit where credit's due. I think they've been fantastic with the run that they've been on. And they're going to be a hard team to break down. Anyone thinks they're going to go there and win easily is mad. I think it's going to be a very hard game. But those are the sort of games, if you come away with a win or a point and just don't lose those games, that could be the point.
We said weeks ago, didn't we? Barnet, Oldham.
Yeah. Bromley.
That we were put. I'm not bothered about Bromley.
No, they're the games you need to not lose.
I'm really not bothered about. I think we're going to beat Bromley. I really do. I'm not. Do you know? I've been nervous about certain fixtures, like the Salford fixture, the Barnet fixture. I am an Oldham fixture, but Bromley, I'm gagging for it. I want to teach them a lesson. You know what I mean?
Well, I hope you're right, Cole. We haven't got egg on our face and scrambled egg at that when that finishes next week. But look,
how about a scrambled egg on our cheek?
Oh, well, maybe on our cheek. There you go. Maybe on a Loftus cheek. But no, I think for me at the moment, looking at that run-in, Oldham are a serious threat, and that's not a slight. That's a tip of the hat to them, because I think they've come from nowhere at the right time. We always say it every season.
With a fair wind behind them.
Yeah, but there's one team that always just comes good at the right time. For me, Oldham and Barnet are probably the two that people need to keep a serious eye on, because I think they're going to upset a lot of people this season in the running.
Hopefully they won't upset us.
Yeah, I think the whole point here is we're still second. It's been frustrating the last few weeks. You can't win every game. It happens, right? But we still got it in our hands. That's the key takeaway for me. It's still in our hands, and this weekend, these two games could be massive in terms of that promotion push. If we can get something out of those games and other teams slip up, again, you could be sitting there in a few weeks' time thinking, do you know what? Well, that's where we want it.
We'll talk about the permutations with not just our game. I mean, forgive me,
Bromley.
I know Aaron's in the green room listening, but, we got to get past this weekend first, haven't we?
Absolutely.
And I'm going to talk later with you, Luke, about what you think the best permutations are between the Cambridge Swindon game, the Salford County game, and the Barnet Bromley. So get your thinking cap on.
And I think, look, before we go on to all things Oldham, the last thing I'd say about the Salford game is all that game has served to do for me is put Salford back in contention for the playoffs. Because if they'd
but to be fair, it's kicked us up the arse as well, and we needed a kick up the arse. Yeah,
I think so. But again, look, Mendes came on. I thought he looked good. That was good to see. Pato back, hopefully this weekend. Collar back this weekend. Suddenly that depth and the options are there. So who knows? I can even see Collar being in that midfield if it's reshaped, if offered's out, and some people moving around there. That could be an interesting dynamic that what everything thought about as well. So we can talk about that later as well. But briefly on the Max Dean point, yes, Max Dean was at the game. Hope everyone who was there got the chance to say hello to him. I will have to say, Max Dean, one of the nicest lads I've ever had the pleasure to chat to. He shows not only that he cares about this club, because he came to Walsall, he's come to this game. There are rumours afoot that he may or may not be at the next game or so away, but we'll leave that there. But he had time to chat, and he was quite open, Cole, and he was really, really reflective of his time. And he just said, Aidan, I'll be honest with you. He says, I've got unfinished business here. He said, I love this club. I love this club.
Don't tell me Pete Winkham still owes him money.
Yeah, probably. But he said, I love MK Dons. He goes, this club gave me my opportunity.
He loved it here. He loved it here.
He just said, if it wasn't for the opportunity I got here and the gaffer as well and everything, he said, I wouldn't have got my move to where I am now. He said, I hope one day to come back and repay that. He said, because I've got a lot of love and a lot of time for this club. And he said, I would love to come back. So that's from his mouth. Whether that's championship, if we get that, I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, but it meant a lot. And it meant a lot the fact that he decided to take the time to come with his mates to watch us multiple times this season, which has been really, really nice to see. He's really keen to see, obviously, promotion. He was sitting there cheering and getting frustrated as well, like the rest of the fans. And that was nice to see. Nice to see that the guy cares that much. But yeah, I think the fact that he was so so keen to see us do so well. Had such a lot of time for not just us, for everyone to take photos, have a chat. You don't get that a lot in football with former players making the time to do it. And it for me shows a class of player that isn't just here because of the wages. He cares. He's invested in it, in Don's. He keeps an eye on the team. He still chats to some of the players, Louis, etc. And he wants to come back at some point before he finishes his career. I think that's really great. That's a really
he's only, what is he, 16?
16. No, I think he's 24 now.
Yeah.
So look, who knows? If we keep going up and doing well, every opportunity that the players like him come back, and the fact that he wants to is great. But yeah, I mean, again, he was really chatty. He was worth chatting to, and I did ask him on the show, and he did say, he said, "I'll keep that in mind." He said, "No," he said, "I'll keep that in mind." He said, "I'd love to if I can find the time." That was the exact words to me.
Well, he found a time to go to a bloody game of football.
Well, exactly. I don't know, obviously, with contracts and clubs and what you can and can't get involved in. So we'll see. But
right, move on. I'm getting bored now.
Oh, charming, right? I have point of contact for him. So
I'm not really getting bored.
No, I have point of contact for him. So we'll circle back maybe before the end of the season if we can get it to happen. Max Dean comes on the show and talks all things his Don's career before
he can come on with Neil Hart.
Maybe we get Max Dean to come on the show, and I'll leave it there. But there we are. And also,
we like Neil Hart, don't we?
We do. Speaking of people come back on, Liam, legend that is the club shop legend. Liam, hopefully we'll have him back on before the end of the season. He's got some great things going on in the shop. I have to say, I tip my hat to the guy. I'm not going to say too much because it's not for me to say, but the stuff that he's working on in the background, not just this season, but for next season, my goodness, I've never been so appreciative to have such a great guy in charge with a great team to do things for this club and our fans, because if what's going to happen next season happens, blows everything out of the water from what...
Are you cryptically telling me we are getting product placement?
I'm just not that, but I'm just saying the stuff that he's looking to do for the fans and the thoughts and ideas he's got. Great guy. I've got nothing but a lot of love and time for that guy. And again, Liam, I know you're watching tonight. Thank you for everything.
Is he?
Yes, he is. So there we go. Anyway, let's move on to Oldham. I feel like we've kept Aaron in the green room long enough.
He might be drunk on the drink and the.
No, I reckon he's high on life because Oldham were flying, absolutely flying, and also he's got the fact that he can have a battle royale with Luke, as I know they both know each other, so they can talk all things rivalry with Dons and Oldham. I will say up in Manchester on the weekend, got to chat to a lot of Oldham fans, really, really great bunch of fans, wish them well. Obviously not for the Monday, but I do hopefully, that they get promoted in the playoffs. But let's see what Aaron thinks. We'll bring him in.
Hello, guys.
Aaron, great to see you again. How are you doing?
This is time number 4, right?
It is number 4.
So, yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing well. How is everyone? Nice to see you.
All right.
Good. Well, I think you're probably doing
well. Your hat-trick ball, all right?
I think it might have got lost in the post.
Absolutely.
It's probably the Straits of Hormuz.
Something like that, yeah. Been blockaded. But look, Aaron, I think the first thing to say is what a run and what a time to do it for Oldham. How are you feeling about it?
You know what? I said when I came on here in August, I said, I don't expect us to go down because if you look historically, the two teams that come up from the National League haven't gone down since, I think it's like 1985. So I never expected us to be in any like immediate danger. I thought maybe like somewhere between 13th and maybe 15th would do me and push on next year. But Mellon is running parallels with what he did with Tranmere. It's the exact same parallel. If you look at it, they went on a pretty similar run in terms of games won and matches unbeaten that we're doing right now. Obviously, we had a little bit of a setback on Saturday, but overall, I'm not too worried about that because I don't know if you've seen the stats or seen the game, but it was I think it was two very, very good sides at this point of the season that didn't want to play for the draw, and it was two absolute wonderful strikes that beat Matt Hudson, and it was going to have to be two absolute wonderful strikes to beat Matt Hudson this year because I firmly believe, bias or not, I think the stats back it up. I believe he's the best goalkeeper in the division, and there's a reason why teams are going to maybe come in. There's lots of rumours now that we're going to get maybe £1 million for Matt Hudson in the summer, which is obviously ridiculous for League Two and ridiculous for our opinion, our sort of position. So yeah, everything's good, and I think going into these last 9 games, I'm just enjoying football again because look, if we get there, we've done back-to-back promotions, and that's unbelievable because for the last 20 years of supporting Oldham, I've just seen shit. So if you're telling me, if you're telling me I've got the chance to maybe go to Wembley twice and see back-to-back promotions, I'll take that. However, if we're not, I expect us to be up there and around it next year anyway. Hopefully, we get one of the big boys out, maybe you guys, and then we can become one of the big boys in this division. Because I still think, if you ask Oldham fans, and I'm not talking about the silly social media Oldham fans, I'm talking about Oldham fans that actually have realistic expectations and have seen us probably at all levels. Right now, with our current ownership, I think League One is probably our ceiling. So I think we can go again, definitely, and then see where we're at. But it's been a wonderful first season, and yeah, I can't complain at all.
Right, moving on.
You can tell I've been in the podcast circle for a while, can't you?
It's all good. It's all good.
I'll tell you what, Aaron. I watched you against Notts County, and Notts County seemed to lose the plot a little bit, and they obviously had a man sent off. And after that, Oldham were absolutely frightening, and I was sitting there laughing at Notts County. And then it occurred to me we had to play you, so I stopped laughing. But what the thing that got me most, I was looking at the stats against Crewe. You lost against Crewe, which was a bit of a shock to me because I think Crewe are a funny team. You know, I think they're good, but not quite good enough.
Yeah,
it's easy for me to say that. We haven't played them at their place yet, but you had 23 shots in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, did you think you were unlucky to lose it?
I did, to be fair. To be honest, if you want me to take my Oldham hat on and look at it from a game point of view, I think a point would have been fair for both sides because they had chances, we had chances. It was a really, really good game of football. However, in the manner, it was, I don't know if you've seen the highlights, but it was two absolute screamers. The first goal, the left back cuts in and scores from like 32 yards. It was absolutely outrageous. And then the second goal, it was just on the edge of the box. We didn't clear our lines from the header too much. And their academy prospect, I forgot what it's called, Luke might know, he rifled it in from the edge of the box. So, yeah, it wasn't like any sort of defensive mistakes led to the goals. It was kind of them two goals that you kind of like lift your hands up and go, fair fucking play. You know what I mean? You can't really do anything when things like that happen. But, yeah, I mean, look, I think the biggest result in this run for me was I ended up going to Chesterfield a couple of weeks ago, the game at Chesterfield, and I did that on a feeling because I was supposed to be at the court live watching a rapper called Dave that evening, and I rang my best mate and I said, I'm going to get rid of these tickets and we're going to Chesterfield, and that's exactly what we did. And my God, am I thankful I went to Chesterfield because I think that was the performance of our season. I think we scared them shitless, if I can swear on here, and they just were at the races. And I think it was the same for Notts County. Obviously, Norburn does Norburn things. I'm surprised he's not put a public apology out there yet, like he did last week. Yeah, I think we would have won that game comfortably if they had 11 men for the full game. Anyway, they just weren't up for it.
You think so? Yeah, they lost their edge a bit, didn't they?
Yeah, and you know, you talked about conditions not working in your favour the other week. When we had all the rain, we used the conditions really well. Notts County still were trying to tip it around on the deck, and you can't do that in weather like that. You know, you've got to play percentage football a little bit, and I think we're now this year we've got kind of two ways of playing, and we don't mind mixing it up, but obviously we can play attractive football. I think it's interesting because I think in my head I'm thinking maybe 4 wins out. So we've got. You guys have got 8 left, have you? I think we've got 9.
6.
Right?
6.
So, right. So we've got 8 left. So we've got 2 games in hand on you then. Right. So we've got 8 left. So I think 4. If you look at our run, 4 wins out of 8, I think we'll get us a playoff place.
You've got to play. You're going to be playing Saturday, Tuesday, yeah. Aren't you? And that does start to get to you, doesn't it?
Yeah. However, and football isn't made on paper. I think you get Salford and you get MK Dons out of the way. We've then got Barrow away. We've got Accrington Stanley away. We've got Newport at home. So their teams we should be sweeping aside pretty comfortably. And then, you know, I think everyone's talking about it being in Grimsby's hands, but I actually think we're probably in a bit more control than people realise. Because
sorry, Aaron, you've got Salford on Saturday, have you? Did you say?
No, so I said after Salford and MK Dons, we've got a bit of an easier run with
gotcha, right, got
Accrington, Barrow and Newport. We've got to play then. And yeah, I think it's in our hands more than people think it is in terms of, if we can get a point. So we've got Colchester on Friday, for instance. I think we should be going to Colchester and beating them. If we get the 3 points there and we get a point against you at home, I think we're on course for a top 7 finish. Right. That's just my personal opinion. And I also think, bias or not, I think if we do get in the playoffs, we will win the playoffs, because Mickey Mellon turns into a different kind of manager in the playoffs. It's his domain. I just think he knows how to win EFL playoffs. I mean, his record speaks for itself. He's got 8 promotions. You know what I mean? It's no joke. So yeah, very exciting time to be an Oldham supporter. The early bird season ticket offer dropped as well an hour ago, which I'm really, really impressed with, because they've only gone up a tenner from last season, which I think in the current climate is really, really good business.
What is your basic season ticket for a general area at Oldham?
So obviously I can only go off my experience. So this year I'll be paying, I think it's 347, but obviously I get a free complimentary carers ticket.
And that's an early bird ticket, yeah?
Yeah. And I think it only goes to I think the early bird's like 368 maybe at the end of the early bird, sorry. So it's not too bad. I mean, our match day ticket prices are still a bit steep, but to be honest, in the current climate, I think we've been shafted as away support by every other team in the country this year. For like the Crew game, for instance, before I sold my ticket, it was £26 for a game of League 2 football to go to Crew. You know what I mean? So I don't mind us doing that, because it just evens it out a little bit. But that's another discussion for another day. In terms of the game, a bit like I was in August, I'm very, very aware of your threats, but I don't think I went into that game in August a little bit apprehensive, because I seen in my head you built kind of this League 2, League 1 super team, and I thought, Jesus Christ, what are we walking into here? But I feel like it's a bit of a different dynamic now. I'm not saying we're the favourites at all. I don't believe that. But I certainly don't fear you guys, if I'm being honest.
We're a little bit different team now.
Yeah. I think there's a little bit of vulnerability in you in the last couple of weeks. I think that's probably fair to say.
Aaron, I was going to say, on that point, and again, you're right, because obviously it's been ebbs and flows, but in a way, what does Mickey Mellon put in the tea of the Oldham players to make them suddenly turn this season round? Because, like you say, it was frustrating for you when we last spoke, because there's a lot of draws happening. But I think your XG, not that people really follow too much, but your XG said you deserve more than that, and I think you're now starting to see that. Mm-hmm. What do you think has changed to suddenly bring this dynamic to the fore?
Well, I think probably up until Christmas, the idea was to be solid defensively, make sure we were, good enough to stay in this division, and we've done that comfortably now. And we've still got one of the best defenses in England. Never mind the league, you know what I mean? And obviously Hudson's top clean sheet maker as well. So once we've got that in order, then I think it's just we've got a lot of players that work well on instinct. I know this sounds crazy, but we've got a few players like Kane Drummond and Mike Fondop, where if they have to think a lot about what they're doing with the football before they do it, it won't ever come off. But if they just do it instinctively, they can do some of the best things I've seen with football for a long time, especially Kane Drummond. I mean, I was on a podcast with Gab Sutton live about an hour ago before this. I've been doing the rounds today. And we were speaking about Kane Drummond, and I'm really, really happy for him, because he's had a bit of a Marvel sort of arc sort of storyline, because when he first signed, he was seeing a bit of the joke signing. I remember at Notts County away when we lost 3-1 at their place early in the season, our fans were ironically cheering when he scored in the warm-up. But now he's actually become probably one of our more important players, and I think that's all down to Mickey Mellon, because he's just told him, he's identified what he's good at, which is running into space. And with somebody like Kane Drummond, because he's a little bit unpredictable, I think he's a little bit unpredictable in himself. So that makes him a hell of an unpredictable player for defenses to play against. So yeah, it's working out in our favor, I think. But yeah, I'm definitely not underestimating you guys. Yeah, sure.
Luke.
And just while I finish, it is very, very nice to see Luke's face on here because obviously, like you mentioned before, me and Luke used to work together on the Fourth Tier Fever podcast. So it's nice to see him thriving, and yeah, it's good to see you, mate.
Yeah, you too, man.
Now League Two Lowdown.
Yeah, League Two Lowdown now.
But Luke, I was going to say, look,
just like to thank Alan Slade for that comment. Cheers, Alan.
Yeah, it's all good, right? It's all good. But look, where do you see this going from your perspective? I mean, look, Oldham's season, obviously with the League Two Lowdown, are you surprised that they are where they are? Did you see this coming? What's your kind of thoughts?
Well, they were always kind of like the stable mid-table team for a long time. They didn't concede many. I think there was only really Cambridge that could kind of match Oldham for goals conceded. I think Cambridge is slightly ahead on that now, but there's not much in it.
5, I think it is.
But goals were always the problem. And
25 conceded, yeah.
You had someone like Michael Mellon, that obviously managed his son, who was doing reasonably well. He then got a season-ending injury, and I was thinking, you know what, that's their season done. I was thinking, right, that's the end of them. Don't have to worry about them anymore. And all of a sudden, we've suddenly got players coming into form at the right time. You're looking at a Jack Stevens, Mike Fondop. I'm glad you've mentioned Kane Drummond because on League Two Lowdown, I have been grilling him for the chances he's missed this season. I think about halfway through, I was looking at the stats. He'd missed more major chances than anyone else. He's quite.
He's scoring a few goals now, isn't he?
This is it. Yeah, he's scored quite a few now, in top form and exactly the right time as well. But I think the danger with Oldham is going to be that defense because it is a very stable, very solid. And actually, look, there's not much rotation there. They have played together a lot. Obviously, you've got Hudson in goal. You've then got the centre back pairing of Daniels and Monte, and then the left back Robson as well. I believe all 4 of those have played most games for Oldham, and they haven't had the same sort of level of rotation that we've had. So I do think this is going to be a tricky one for us. We're not going to score loads of goals in this one, even if we do have, the likes of Patterson and Mendes Lang back. There's not going to be a lot in it. I think the big danger is getting caught on the counter attack. We saw that with the Notts County game. A couple of those goals were very, very quick. Yeah. And we know we have vulnerabilities there because you think about Barnett's second goal, the one where Ryan Glover goes charging through the middle, and I think it was Shimanga that finished that one.
Yeah.
We can be exposed in those sorts of situations. So there is certainly a risk there. I think it's going to be a close game.
And also, go on, Aaron. Sorry.
I hope Paul Warren and maybe Mickey Mellon isn't listening to this section of the podcast because I will give you a bit of an well, it's not an exclusive. It is on the club website in an interview now. But Michael Mellon is actually back in training or he's back on the grass. So we expect him to feature before the end of the season, which I think will be massive. But also, in terms, it's crazy to say, really, but with the way how productive we are at the minute, I don't know whether he's got a guaranteed place because I don't know who drops out for him, and that's absolutely crazy because he was the best technical footballer we had, from till like the end of October or whenever he got injured. But now I think he has to earn his place like everyone else, and he doesn't just come back in because he's good technically and he is the manager's son,
Yeah, I think that's the thing, though, Aaron. It's like same for us. If you look back to, and again, Luke, I don't know what your thoughts, but the start of the season, the contracts, the players who were signing, Lecco was seen as critical this season. And then you looked at the January transfer window, and then obviously the players that have come in subsequently, not even featuring. So it goes to prove like how things can move on. And again, I think to Aaron's point is obviously if Michael Mellon's coming back and he's not in the starting team, then that goes to show actually how much of a level the rest of the team have stepped up and move forward. But on that point, Luke, I say as the opposition fans looking in, if you like, who would be your one player at Oldham that you think, do you know what, if Dons can sign them, who would it be and why? Love to understand that.
Ooh, that's a tricky one. I probably would be leaning more towards one of the defenders. I think that's probably the obvious shout. I know obviously Aaron, you've sung your praises of Hudson as well. Personally, I'm quite a big fan of McGillivray, so I'm not going to say that. Let me. It's between Daniels and Monte for me. I think they're a very strong sort of centre back duo, a similar mould to the guys we've already got. You know, your Ekpatetas, your Nelsons, your Sanders. They're very much a sort of similar ilk. You know, that sort of big guy at the back that's going to win everything. In the air, and well, you have to correct me. Are either of them left-footed, Aaron? Because we don't have left-footed centre backs.
Month is left-footed, and maybe this will help your decision. And this might sound like the craziest statement ever, but I believe it. He's been at our football club for 2 years, but in my lifetime, I think Month is the best centre half I've seen Oldham Athletic have. He's just an absolute animal. Like he can do literally everything. I'm so shocked that if we offer him a contract and he stays next year, I'll be shocked because I think he can comfortably probably go to League One because he like Luke said, he's a nuisance in the air. He's a nuisance to get past you. If you look like you've got him for pace, he'll just throw you on the floor. Like not illegally, but he just uses his strength very well, you know, and just puts strikers on the floor. But also he can carry the ball well. There's been so many times this year where I've seen him gallivanting from the back and then getting it to the wingers. I'm like, I don't want you that far forward, but you're capable of it. So my heart can rest a little bit, you know. So yeah, that's the biggest credit I can give to him. I think he is the best centre half technically I've probably seen in my lifetime in 2 years, which is pretty crazy to say. When we had somebody like James Tarkowski at the very start of his career come through our youth academy.
Well, there you go. I think in that case, Momp's the obvious shout. Which, to be fair, I'm happy to go that way because I'm pretty sure it was Daniels that ended up injuring Aaron Collins on the opening day. So you know, I'm happy to go with that.
Yeah,
yeah. The penalty that was the most blatant penalty that never was given.
So there you go, Liam. If you're listening, tell Warney that's who he's got to sign next season. Good stuff.
I might get fired off the back of this podcast.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Don't worry, nobody watches it.
Yeah, exactly right. Albie's is put on there as well. So Albie just said nothing gets past Monty on the opening day. Memorable defensive performance as well. So yeah, I agree. I think he was a standout player. Great shout, by the way. Dave says, "Stop these guests who are confident. Not good for my confidence." So there we go. There we go. Look, do you know what? I think you two have convinced me the fact that we both got really strong defences. So this is definitely going to play out as a solid.
Could cancel each other out, couldn't they?
I was going to say either that or it's just going to be like 4-4 or something.
Yeah, well, there was one a few years back that was like that. I remember.
Yeah, but it'll make you two look silly on the bottom of the screen.
Well, won't be the first time me and Luke have looked silly together on a podcast, to be fair.
Right, come on then. It's prediction time. We've got to have a score out for you all. So, go on. I'll start with you, Lukey. Go on.
Oh, I do think it's going to be relatively low scoring. I'm going to sit on the fence a little bit. I'm going to go 1-1.
We haven't heard that one before.
Oh, not at all. Absolutely never. It's a revelation.
Oh. Who's going next? Do you want to go next?
I'll go next.
Go on then, Aaron.
I'm gonna say 2-1 Oldham, and I think there'll be a red card in the game as well.
It won't be Luke Offord.
That would have been the game. He would have got sent in.
It probably would have been Luke. I was thinking.
Aiden, I'm going to leave you last.
You go for it.
I hate doing this. Hate doing this. It's going to depend on the team we put out.
Okay.
But I've got a horrible feeling we're going to lose 1-0. I don't. This is. They say don't never predict it and all the rest of it, but I've been frightened about this game for weeks, and I've got a feeling we're going to lose 1-0. I can't see us winning it. The best I can hope for, if we get a draw, I'll run out of that stadium as fast as my little legs can carry me, and I can't walk very quick. But that I would take a draw all day long. I just got a funny feeling we're going to lose. But if we're starting Patterson and Mandis-Lang, all bets are off.
So
go on, Aiden.
Before you move on to me, so what team would make you confident, Cole? That's my question to you.
I would like to see someone like Patterson against their defence because I think I think that would be probably one of the strongest tests that Oldham defence has had this season.
Okay.
I really do. And with Mendes Lang, roaming around looking for knockdowns off Patterson, if he can get them, I just think, I would be a lot more confident with Mendes Lang and Patterson. If we haven't got Mendes Lang and Patterson playing, I'm going to go Oldham. If we've got them playing, I'm going to go draw.
Yeah, I can see where you're going. Okay.
I think it's worth mentioning as well. Sorry, Aidan, before you give your...
No, you go for it. It's fine.
I feel like we're in a bit of in the sense of if we win on Friday, I think we're going to be banged up for it anyway. But I think if we're in a position now where, with the way the playoff running is going, I think if we lose on Friday, the playoffs is probably over for us. So then, in a weird way, I think teams that don't particularly have anything to play for other than pride become an equally dangerous animal.
Every game's dangerous, I think, Aaron. Pressure's off if you're in the middle of the park. You can't go up, you can't go down. I think you play a little bit more relaxed. If you're at the bottom, you're fighting for your life. If you're at the top, you're frightened to bloody death to give anything away. I think that there's pressure everywhere. And that's why the top three teams got beat last week.
Yeah.
So, go on, Aidan.
See, for me, Stato and me, but coming back to this, the Oldham MK Dons historically have always been tight games. I think if I look at it, our form versus Oldham's right now is pretty much identical. Usually, if I go back through history, not that it means anything, usually we edge these types of game, but away from home, it's never going to be comfortable. I think it all depends on how we play against Barrow. I've got us down for a 3-1 win against Barrow. I think we'll win 3-1 against Barrow.
And we are going to be talking about Barrow, everybody, by the way. Yeah. We're not ignoring it. We're not ignoring it.
I think if we come out winning that 3-1 and put to bed those two defeats, I think we go back on an unbeaten run.
Yeah, that would be another mindset change as well. I agree. Going into Monday night, a confident win against Barrow on Friday.
Yeah,
get some decent minutes into Patterson and Mendes Lang. I'm going to feel more up for it.
Yeah, I mean, I know Jess has put up on the screen. He said 3-1, so I'm with him on the Barrow one. I think we can do that, and I think that mindset changes it for me and gives us a bit of still. I think if Pato, Mendes Lang, and Collar are in contention for the game against Oldham, I think. And again, no disrespect to Oldham because you've got a fantastic squad, but the likes of Mendes Lang and Pato on form in this league have the ability to change a game. I think without them, it's going to be a long slog and it would be probably a 1-1 I would end up. But I'm fancying if they're on, I think we're going to win it 2-1 and it's going to be a bloody hard-fought result.
I think if those two don't play on Monday, I think we're going to struggle to score.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If we don't win on Friday, we don't win on Monday.
No.
If we win on Friday, I think we'll win on Monday. That probably sounds crazy, but I just think it's going to be a really hard game. And it's going to be one goal in it. But I think if we've got Mendes and Pato on firing on all cylinders, the rest of the team will come off the back of a win. I think we go into that and just about nudge it because we know we need to win it. So I'm saying Mendes, Lang, Pato in the team, we win 2-1. If they're not in the team, it's a 1-1 draw.
It's funny how both our predictions, even from opposite views, all rely on momentum. And that just shows everything in this league is on momentum. We've only put ourselves in this position because we went on a run with momentum, you know what I mean? And that's kind of the only thing I'll look back on this year if we don't make it to the playoffs. We didn't win any of our first 7 games. If we could have turned any of the first 7 into 1 or 2 wins, we'd be in the playoffs by now, I think.
I still think you'll get there. I honestly do, Aaron. I generally have got you and Barnett as the two that I think will get there.
I think if you want my wider league predictions, and I don't know how Luke feels about this, but if you look at somebody like Salford's run, I think Salford will fall completely, and I think
we think they've got the easiest run out of the lot, don't we?
Easiest? I think it's pretty difficult, me.
Do you?
Yeah.
Have you seen who Bromley are playing?
Yeah, but I'm on about teams that are kind of pushing for the playoff. I think Bromley will go up top 3 anyway. I just don't know what order. Yeah. So I'm on about teams holding the playoff places. I feel like Salford are a weird one, and I have to be careful what I say because I used to work for Salford, but they always seem to be up and around it and always fall. You know what I mean? There's always a new series of the documentary.
Well, they lost out on goal difference, didn't they, last season?
They did, yeah.
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 So I need to be convinced that Salford have the cojones and the metal to do it. And I think this year's got a bit of year, I think. So,
right.
Yeah, I think that's one to keep an eye on, definitely.
Well, Aaron, thank you very much for taking part on your 4th appearance on Don's Unplugged. But you never know, we might see you next season. You never know, we might see you in the playoffs
this season. Yeah, exactly.
Maybe we might see you next season anyway. Yeah, you don't know, do you?
We might see you in a few weeks' time. Who knows? Who knows? Aaron, thank you very much.
Also, thank you, Colin. To come back to your previous point at the very start, when you said, I wonder about Aaron's having a beer. Tomorrow will mark 6 months since I last had a drink.
Well, you might have one on Monday.
Yeah. Well, if we get to the playoff final, I might break that because it's a voluntary sober rather than a need to be sober.
Yeah.
Aaron, I wish you all the very best. Happy Easter, mate. Enjoy the game on Monday, but let's not hope you enjoy it too much, eh?
Thank you, fellas. I hope we resurrect again on Monday.
Oh,
we'll
very good, very good.
Take care, Aaron. Great to see you. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you, lad.
Cheers, mate.
Take care, Luke. See you soon.
Great guy.
Good
Always
lad.
got time for him.
Good lad. Good lad. Where do you want to go now? Where do you want to go?
Well, I'm just saying.
Where do you want to be? Where do you want to be?
I'm saying nothing. I mean, we can go all things Barrow, but I mean, are you still feeling confident after Aaron's thoughts?
Me?
Yeah.
I didn't feel confident before I spoke to him. I think it's going to be a tight game. He certainly hasn't made me any more fearful. I knew they got a pretty good defence. We breached that 3 times in the FA Cup. But I just think there's so much to play for and so many nerves and people are frightened to make a mistake. For me, it all boils down to our strike partnership on Monday. If we've got Patterson and Mendes-Lang, I'm going to feel a lot better. If we haven't got them, I can't see us scoring. I really can't.
Be interesting, isn't it? I still think, as you say, if they're on, it's the difference. Mick's just raised a good point on here. He said goals from set pieces, hopefully this weekend. That's something that we need to do a bit more of.
Yeah.
Because
and defending them.
Yeah, exactly that. Luke, what's your take on? I mean, Mick's point there, set pieces. How do you think we've been faring this season as a club? I know I've got my thoughts, but what's yours?
Well, I mean. In terms of attacking them, statistically, we are actually one of the best. I think last time I checked the stats, it was only Bromley ahead of us. I don't know if Cambridge or Walsall have overtaken us again since, but we're certainly up there. Although it feels like recently we've kind of lost at least a little bit. I mean, I was certainly getting frustrated in the first half against Salford because we kept having Mellish quite pushed up on that left hand side, and I'm just thinking,
I don't like that.
Can we just get it into the box, please? I know his long throw isn't quite as impressive as Nelson's or Pato's, but it's still an easy method of getting the ball into the box. And actually, when Nelson came on in that game, when we started using his long throw, our big chances came from that. Essentially, just one big ball into the box. We've got the centre backs forward. Especially if we're leaning into a more physical game, when we don't have physical attacking players, you've got to use the physical defensive players in attacking areas where you have the opportunity. So I think over the course of the season, we've been strong in terms of set pieces. It's just we have our moments where we haven't been quite as good, and I think both attacking and defensively recently, we've not been quite as good as I'd expect us to be.
And on that point, again, because there was a lot of talk on the terraces about this. Collins and people's frustrations with his lack of goal contribution. What's your take on that? Fair? Harsh?
For me, a little bit harsh. I know there's this whole hype around him of like, this was one of our big signings. He's got to be scoring every week, all the rest of it. And I think he does a lot more than people actually necessarily realise. In terms of his build-up play, I can't remember. There was one game where he was setting up loads and loads of chances for us. I think it was the Colchester game actually.
Yeah, it was actually.
Where he wasn't necessarily the player finishing, but he was the catalyst for the moves we were creating. But then the caveat of that is he wants the ball to feet. He wants it on the ground, and we don't necessarily always play like that. And again, I was talking earlier about the whole Salford game. We weren't playing it on the ground, and there is no point trying to get him to try and win a header against a centre back twice the size of him. It almost gave me a bit of a flashback to Graham Alexander and us trying to hoof the ball forward to Mo Issa, because that's just not going to work either. But no, you have to play in a way that's going to suit the players you've got. I think there is a very good player there. I do think he's better if he has supporting forward alongside him that does the physical side of the game for him, which is normally where you'd need Patterson to step in, or Hogan or whoever. But you do have to try and play
But no, I think you're right. I mean, look, I'm with you on it. I think it's frustration. Obviously, I know people are impatient. We want to see success. It's been a few years we've been stuck in League Two, but I do think he brings something in the effort and the work rate there. The goal return is frustrating. I'd probably say that's a fair assessment. But when he's on the pitch, he's got the ability to change a game. And again, my thoughts aside about other strikers on the bench, but I don't see that with others coming on. I don't see someone that's got the ability to affect a game in that way. Whereas I think he can. I think with Pato back, I think that changes the dynamic with Collins straight away, to your point. And could be a deadly duo on the run-in, ultimately, if it comes good. Mendes as well. I just think with those three there, I think Collar as well, because frustratingly for me, Collar was a player that a lot of people on the terrace was going, is he any good? Is he any good? But as he got towards that injury, exactly that, Cole. But just before he got injured, he was really into a rhythm, and then he got injured.
I thought he was playing well.
I did. So I think, again, those three players coming back is almost like 3 January signings in April, effectively, and could make a massive difference to this running. I think Jivan raised a point a minute ago about McGivery, and again, you know me, I play devil's advocate. That's what I'm here for. And he said, he said McGivery was a fantastic, but 1 clean sheet in 7 after. And again, is that something? Dare I mention Ajax loanee? Does he get called upon?
Yeah, but where is he?
Training, Cole. I've seen him on the pitch, but
if he doesn't make the bench, though, can you justify starting him?
I'm not saying.
Let's not turn off into the playoff season.
No. I'm not saying I agree, but I have these horrible.
When nobody knew who the goalkeeper was.
I have these horrible,
including the goalkeeper.
Yeah, and look, I'm maybe old-fashioned. I just think if you change the goalkeeper, it upsets a lot in the play. I think you've got to stick with you've chosen your number 1 keeper. You've got to stick with them for the season. Williamson didn't do that in the playoffs, and look what happened.
Same goalkeeper as well. Let's not make the same mistake with him.
Yeah, exactly that, Luke. And for me, again, Williamson, I could have a whole show on that bloody playoff situation, not having Lewington play in the return leg as a minimum. But I just thought there was too much inconsistent. You change it, you don't understand that understanding with the keeper defence, and it can really affect.
And you do work up a great partnership with keeper and defence. They know what he's like. They know what he likes.
Yeah. Go on, Cole.
No, I was going to say you could see how uncertain the team were when Philip Marshall came in.
It was dreadful.
Yeah, they were terrified to give him the ball.
Yeah, look, at the time, Kelly wasn't the finished article that we'd all want, but he was the better of the two, and it was stable. And it just baffled me. It just baffled me, particularly when so much was riding on that game. And, we hadn't got hammered. We'd lost. It wasn't great, but we hadn't got hammered in that first game. The second game, we got hammered. But anyway, we moved forward. Jivan just said that after his injury, Aaron Collins was like a new signing and certainly stepped up into the void of Callum Patterson. But in the last 2 games, he hasn't been at his best. Absolutely. But like you say, that fact that when he did come in, he was like a new signing. He's got the ability to make the difference.
Think about how much of a disrupted season he's had as well. I mean,
injury-wise,
2 or 3 separate spells where he's been missing. It's been frustrating for him personally. I'm sure. So it's only really now he's having this run. So I think he's one to persist with, I'd say.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Luke is spot on. Collins is secondary striker, and he needs a physical partner like Pato.
Yeah, certainly Pato.
Yeah, like Pato. Sorry, I didn't see the rest of that sentence.
What was that last one?
Something about an April Fool at the end of After Pato. Anyway, Dave says, was Colin a goalkeeper? Well, funny story, Dave. I don't know if he's told you this. Colin, were you ever a goalkeeper?
Yeah, I was.
Really?
Yeah, I played until I was 40.
There you go. Peter Schmeichel.
I weren't half bad either, Dave.
There we go.
Yeah.
What league were you in, Cole?
United Counties.
There you go. Decent league as well.
Yeah. Not bad league.
So moving backwards, using our wheelbarrows, Barrow.
Well, do you want to quickly talk about those games and then we'll deal with Barrow? Or do you want to do Barrow?
Fire the games away, and then Luke
all right.
can answer that.
Cambridge Swindon. Come on, we'll go round. And what people at home? Cambridge Swindon. Quick as.
Is this Good Friday?
No, Cambridge Swindon's tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, okay.
I believe.
Oh gosh, yeah, it's the early one, isn't it? Yeah, of course.
Cambridge at home.
Cambridge versus Swindon. Go on.
Oh yeah,
Luke. Yeah, I want you to tell me in a minute what the best case scenario is for the Dons. Right, out of all three games, right? So you have a think about that. I'll grill Aiden. Aiden, come on, Cambridge Swindon.
Cambridge at home against Swindon. Fourth versus fifth, isn't it? I think from memory, fourth versus fifth. So it's going to be very tight. It's going to be a very tight game. I think home advantage is going to swing it for me, Cole. I'm going to say, Cambridge are generally more solid defensively than Swindon. Swindon will cause problems.
Yeah, Swindon are a bit erratic at the back, aren't they?
Yeah, but they've got Drilling, so they'll cause problems. But I think Cambridge 2-1.
Yeah, I agree, 2-1. People at home, if you want to put a prediction up, Cambridge Swindon, that's great. Luke, I'm going to come back to you in a minute. Don't forget, I want the best scenario. Right, Aiden, Salford, Notts County, same time kickoff as us.
Salford, Notts County. Oh God. Right.
I don't think Notts County are going to enjoy playing on that pitch, are they?
No, because they're away, aren't they? So I'm going to have to slightly lean towards Salford. Notts County is still dangerous going forward. I think both teams are going to score. But Salford at home, they know what they're doing. Home advantage, edges it for me. I think Salford, they grind out the tight games. We saw that against us.
I'm watching Luke looking at the league table, working out the permutations.
I'm going to say 2-1 right. Salford.
Right, I'm going 1-1. I'm going to go 1. Right, Barnet Bromley, Aiden.
Barnet v Bromley. Oh my God. Barnet v Bromley. It's a really difficult one because I can see both winning this. Barnet at home. Bromley are top of the league and they've been consistent this season. If you think of Barnet's form, they've beaten us. They're pushing for playoffs, so they've got the skin in the game on this one.
And they beat Cambridge.
Yeah, Barnet's momentum and home advantage you'd think would play into their hands. Bromley is still the best side overall in the league, as much as people might say they're off it. Both teams are pretty tight defensively, so I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I'm going to go 1-1 on that one, Cole.
Right, well, I'm going to go 2-1 Barnet. I said weeks ago, and that I thought Bromley were a shadow of the team they were without Michael Cheek, and I don't think he's back yet. Luke, is he?
He's not, and Andy Woodman's kept very quiet about it. They're basically, he's basically said in an interview they're going to drop him on someone, and they're not going to know about it. But that could be mind games, and I actually have a feeling he could just be out for the season, and they're just trying to get people to prepare to play him, even though he's not going to play.
See, I think, Cole, to your point on that is if Bromley control the game like they can do with games, they nick it. Right, there's that option. But then if Barnet bring the MK Dons performance, as I call it, then they can take home the points. But I think both teams, the pressure's there. I think it's going to cancel each other out.
I think the pressure's getting to Bromley. There you go. I'm going to go 2-1 Bromley. Right, Luke, come on. You've had time. What is the best scenario? Assuming dangerous, I know, that we win on Friday, what's the best scenario?
Well, I think logically, obviously the easy
No, I
one
don't have a transmarket profile, no.
I think the obvious one is obviously Barnet Bromley. Barnet, you just want them to win that. They're not going to catch us. So you just want Bromley to drop points. Very simple. You're then looking at the other two games, and you can kind of look at it multiple ways, because obviously if Swindon and Salford get results in those, they'll both be level on points with Notts on 73. Whereas if we won, we're on 74 currently. That would put us up to 77. So it would give us a nice gap. But at the same time, if you want teams to actually drop out of this of the promotion race, you kind of need results swinging the other way. So I'd kind of prefer to be on that happy medium where both end up being draws. Because if we win, and those other 4 teams below us all draw, we're currently 1 point clear. That would then put us 3 points clear, and Notts aren't going to catch us on goal difference unless they go and thrash someone about 10-0. So, I think it's one of those. Whilst all these teams are involved, I'm sure both won't be draws, but one of them could well be. But if teams end up dropping off, then that's good for us. If not, then we'll just have to make sure we stay on top of it. And it's a bit of a shame, really, if we let Salford back in.
Would you be happy if both games were, say, 1-1?
Yeah, I'd be happy if we won. I'd be happy with both of those games being 1-1, because that gives us a small buffer, but enough of a buffer that we are still safely in second.
And we're going another way. If we did lose to Oldham, we'd still be above everybody, wouldn't we?
Yeah, exactly that. And then
Cry more, kiddo.
Games, and you've got more of a then you've got more of a favourable run in. You're then maybe looking at the Crew game as a potential banana skin. But apart from that, it starts to look a bit.
It gives you a free week on the banter page, doesn't it?
Well, exactly. That's always nice, isn't it? So
they love it, don't they? Eh?
I'm going to need a bigger boat.
Well, don't worry. I'll get AI or ChatGPT to design you one. You fishing on the back. Right, should we go Barrow, Aidan?
Yeah, I think we should go Barrow this weekend. I'll start, mate. I think for me, I've been thinking about this. Obviously, with the exception of the last 2 weeks, we're flying. All right, we've got strong recent wins, with the exception of the last 2 weeks. I think we've got a good depth of squad. We've got great key players coming back. Yes, we're still second in the league. And you could look at it, okay, we're second in the league, Barrow bottom of the league. This is an easy win. I don't think that's the case. I think Barrow have actually, if you look at the stats and if you look at the history, Barrow have edged in the recent head-to-head. I think they've won 3 of the last 5 against us. Obviously, we won the most recent one. And to be fair, most of the times we play Barrow, people might just go, Barrow, who are they? They've been quite lively affairs.
Does it bother you they beat Bromley?
It does a little bit. I'm not overly nervous because I think Bromley aren't the force they were. But again, they're top of the league for a reason. You can't take that away from them. I refuse to accept that they're a spent force. I think they'll go up.
Oh, you probably will next. Probably will the next time we do the next show.
Who knows? Against us, I don't care. But I think other than us, I think they'll be all right. I think they've done enough this season. I do generally think if they do go up, and it looks that way, that their manager probably deserves Manager of the Year. To be honest, from a team that was favourites for the drop. To be quite honest, the squad he's done an amazing job, and probably have a pick of the jobs in the summer. Anyway,
would you agree that Barrow win over Bromley has probably done us a bit of a good turn?
Done us a bit of a good turn, but at the same time, flip it the other way. I think it's galvanised Barrow that they've got belief again.
Yeah, there is.
It's like if you can beat the top of the league, you can beat anyone. And we all know how mad this league is. Like we've always said every week, Colt, anyone can beat anyone. Look what's happened the last 2 weeks for us. It's been proven against us. We've been on the wrong side of it. I think for me, look, they're going to come and they're not going to want to lose. They're going to set up probably for a draw, I would imagine, and try and hit us on the counter. I don't see it being a massively open game of football. I think our form, the last 2 games you could argue, but I think overall and home advantage is a big factor in this game. I think Barrow even have struggled this season overall. That's why they're where they are, and they've been in free fall until this weekend just gone. But they can nick a goal. We've seen that. History's proved that when we've played them, they can just end up nicking a goal and winning the game. And it's we've seen it time and again. So
can we test Luke? Can we test Luke? Right. Luke, we've got a question for you. Ready?
Go for it. Here we go.
Come on, you're the expert here. How many managers have Barrow had this season?
Okay, so they started the season with Andy Wing, who they then proceeded to sack because they weren't high enough in the table, and they were mid-table at that time. So that's ludicrous. Yeah. They then swapped to an inexperienced option, which was Paul Gallagher, and they had him for about 5 games. Which again,
this is why Luke's the best. Go on then.
They then got rid of him and then brought in a relegation specialist in Dino Mamria for 7 games.
Yep. What a joke.
And then they decided they'd had enough of that. They weren't going to stick with him, and they've now got a player manager in Sam Foley who they're sticking with.
I love. Come on, let's have a see. A big round of applause for Luke Payne.
Well done, Luke. Well done. Hold on, Luke. I'll take my hat off to you. There you go. I'll leave that on for a minute, actually. I quite like that.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Yeah, very good.
There you go, Mick. If you're watching, I've got not the hat you gave me, but I've got the hat on. Anyway, go on, Cole.
No, I'm just testing Luke and Luke.
Luke Stato. Look, Luke and G-Van could win a university challenge when it comes to football stats.
I'd like to see Luke, G-Van, Ashley, and who else was it? James. That'd be your university challenge team, wouldn't it?
You've got to think of a name for that.
MK Dons.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. Well done, mate. Well done.
I think, going back to what I was saying, my gut tells me we're going to win this 3-1. I think if we don't win it 3-1, I still don't see us losing it. I still think we'll win it, but it might be a tighter affair at 2-1. But I think we've got something to prove, Cole. That's why I think it's 3-1 for me. I just think we've got 2 defeats. We've got to get out of our system. The team are going to be frustrated. Warney's going to have them fired up. We've got Mendes Lang back. He came on. He's got minutes in the bank. I don't think Pato will play the full game, but I think he'll come on. And possibly the same with Collar. And I think there's players out there who've got something to prove. They've really got something to prove.
Okay, right. I've got 2 players for you to talk about.
You haven't heard my most shocking thing before I finish up.
Do I want to know this?
You will. If there was ever a game for Muppet Hogan to put one in the net, this could be it. If he can't score against Barrow, he's going barren for the rest of the season, mate.
Will Barrow, big, broad and narrow. Ready? Got a question for you.
Go for it.
Both of you. This is for both of you. 2 players. Returning Don.
I forget his name.
I know who he's all.
He's one with the long hair. Oh God.
MJ Williams.
MJ Williams. I was thinking Michael Jackson. We'll go on carry
on. Michael Jordan Williams.
Jordan Williams, yeah. I wonder who he's named after.
Hasn't scored this season.
Do you know what? I'm going to have to say, I liked him. I thought he was a good player. I thought he just unlucky last season, but I liked him. He was a good servant, I thought.
What do you reckon? Luke?
Oh, wait, what do I reckon? What? Sorry, I zoned out a second.
MJ Williams.
I don't know. I was never his biggest fan when he was here. If I'm being brutally honest, just not the type of player I personally enjoy watching. I don't feel like he's had the best season with Barrow either. I'm not expecting much.
Well, 18 games.
There are other players I'm more worried about if I was looking at Barrow's lineup.
Yeah, but he's playing in a crap squad, isn't he? It's like you may as well chuck him in Hogan as well. He'd probably do as much.
You're treading on very dangerous ground, Aidan.
Well, there we go. But
must be that hat's affecting
exactly
you.
Right. But I know for a fact that when he was with us, the staff actually rated him highly. They just couldn't guarantee him minutes. That was the whole issue.
What was that? The staff in the shop?
Yeah, very funny. No, but they did. They rated him. He just didn't fit into that squad, and I think he did a job, and he was a good servant in many ways. He's a no nonsense player. When you put on an MJ Williams, he's not going to score loads of goals, but he's there to break things up. He's there to keep it simple. It was never flashy, and I think he did the dirty work well when we did see it. And I think playing against us, he will try to disrupt the midfield, try to bring the game down to a level where it's scrappy, to disrupt, what we're doing. Ultimately, I think that's if he is playing, that's how I see him playing and trying to affect it. I can't see him doing former Don and banging in a 30-yard screen. But he's probably going to do it now. I've said it, but I think the only damage he'll do is if he does come on is to try and disrupt our midfield and make the game very scrappy, personally.
Right, next question. Will Stanway.
Yeah.
We were reputed or reported, whatever you want to call it, is the younger brother of Georgia Stanway.
Yeah.
We were reported to be in for him, and then they wanted a silly amount of money for him. And our interest waned, and we, as you know, we looked elsewhere. Do you think there was anything in that, Luke?
I'd say probably not anymore, because his form since then has dropped off a cliff. I think that's just his confidence, because he's actually a goalkeeper I actually quite liked up until about halfway through this season.
He played brilliant against Bromley. Brilliant against Bromley.
He's capable of playing some very, very good football, but again, he's very much a confidence player, and
we're talking about the goalkeeper anyway. By the way, if anybody's interested,
and that's a risky position to have a confidence player. You need someone that's a bit more, reliable, a bit more stable.
Early on in the season, he was getting a few clean sheets. I now see he's got 7 in 36 games.
I mean, the thing is, Cole, looking back, I mean, again, don't forget, it's Will spelled W-Y-L-L from memory. Which is kind of mad. But
his dad was drunk when he registered his birth.
Sounds like it, doesn't it? But no, look, I think the facts of that whole situation, without naming names, was we had a bid that was rejected back in January. Again, we were looking to strengthen the goalkeeper options, hence where we got the Ajax guy coming, which was actually their primary candidate that we're looking to get. So he was on the radar. Barrow, from my understanding, basically shut it down. They made it clear he wasn't for sale.
They said stupid money, didn't they?
Yeah, but they basically said, and to be fair to them, again, this is from the inside and naming no names, but they just said he's not for sale mid-season. He was a number one. He's key to their survival fight. And the club stance was a huge offer would be the only reason that they would consider letting him go. And I think you've got to flip it the other way and think if the boot was on the other foot, would we let someone go for a song? Probably not. Not when they rate him highly. So I can understand that. I mean, there were rumours around, and you never hear it publicly, but again, from what I heard, the rumours were around £100,000 to £125,000 valuation. For Stanway. That was the initial valuation that we put on it. And Barrow just said that's not enough. They said they wanted.
They wanted stupid money, didn't they?
They did, but I think from what I understand, that we went in for about 125,000 or thereabouts is what I was understood to believe. But it was the whole young goalkeeper thing. Let's try a new goalkeeper, someone young. But like I say, Ajax guy was the primary target. So I don't know if that was just us trying to leverage another player to unsettle the whole Stamford deal and just go, hold on, they're into someone else. Maybe we'll do a deal. Sometimes it's just that psychology. We might actually generally didn't want him, but it may be just in case we use that to leverage the other deal. These things happen.
There you go. Right, okay, that's it then. Right, drawing a line under that conversation. Right, where are we going now? Where are we going? We'll do the Barrow predictions in a minute.
We can do the Barrow. Again, anyone watching, please stick your Barrow predictions in. We'd love to understand that. We've obviously done the olden ones.
Do you want to do team talk?
We can do team talk, and then afterwards, and we'll let Luke think about it.
We got player of the month.
We got player of the month and suspension of the week. We want to talk more about the offer situation.
We haven't got a graphic for that, but
we haven't. I can put up injury of the week, and we can just shout suspension as it's going on. But I mean, there was a lot of comments when we were talking about Salford. Unfortunately, we had a bit of a freeze, so we couldn't get them all on the screen. But there were people saying that Offord was an idiot. Saying people, was this really a red card or not? A lot of debating points. So I think it's definitely one we can revisit. That's for sure. But Cole, it's that time of the night where you have 6 minutes and 33 seconds to go and relieve yourself or top up your drink. So enjoy.
Oh, roll
Luke,
PC.
we need to do something. What do we need to do?
Oh, go on then. Right, let Luke say it.
Oh, go on then. I think it's about time we roll VT.
Bang. What a guy.
Hello and welcome to Team Talk. We're back with another episode, and for the first time in a while, the whole team is back together. So coming up on the show, we'll be breaking down the defeat to Salford, discussing Luke Orford's red card, and reviewing the lineup. We'll also be looking ahead to our Easter fixtures against Barrow and Oldham. Now let's get on with the show. Come on, you Dons!
Just a quick rundown of Dons versus Salford on Saturday. So Dons obviously went into the game off the back of a 3-1 loss against Barnet from the previous week. Salford off the back of a 1-0 loss against Cambridge. Carl Robinson returned to face MK Dons once again. The Dons had Mendes Lang returning onto the side and started with that start 11 on the left-hand side. Patterson unfortunately missed out. Dons went on to lose the game 1-0 thanks to this lovely goal here from Matt Butcher. Lovely little bit of interplay from Salford. And then Luke Orford went on to get himself sent off with this silly red card challenge, as you can see here. Overall, very, very poor performance. Probably one of our worst of the season away from home. Without Callum Patterson, we looked absolutely useless up front. Hopefully, definitely getting back into the team next week. Good news for this week. So, Cameron Wilson and Matete remain out of their long-term injuries, and Luke Orford has picked up second red of the season, straight red card. So, we're having a 4-game ban and missing the next 4 games to the Dons. And on to available players, Callum Patterson and Will Collar should be fully fit. Pato was ill over the weekend, but both should be available for selection against Barrow and Oldham. So my team to face Barrow will be Craig McGillivray in goal, and then onto the back 3 Sanders, 2 coming for Offord, Nelson and Ekpateta. Onto wing backs, the mains coming for Jones and Mellish to retain his place. Onto the midfield 3 to drop into Kelly, Wiles and Gilby. I'll drop Crowley out the side, and the front 2 of Mendes Lang and Aaron Collins, giving Mendes his first start since came. Predicted team to face Oldham will be Craig McGillivray to retain his place in goal. Another back 3 of Jack Sanders, Curtis Nelson and Marvak Pateta. And then onto the wing backs, Jones coming for the main, Mellish keeping his place. Onto the midfield, Collards coming for Wiles, Kelly and Gilby is a midfield 3. And then the return of Callum Patterson and Aaron Collins as Mendes Lang goes up top with him.
We returned to Stadium MK on Good Friday after a frustrating 3-1 defeat to Barnet, ready to take on Barrow in a huge clash. Barrow have endured a difficult campaign, sitting second from bottom in the table. Their recent form reads 1 win, 3 losses and a draw, although that victory did come against league leaders Bromley. It's also a turbulent season for them off the pitch, with 5 different managers already. Historically, they have the upper hand, winning 2 of our 4 meetings, but will take confidence from earlier this season when goals from Alex Gilby and Callum Patterson secured a solid 2-0 win. After back-to-back defeats, this is a must-win if we're to get our promotion push back on tracks. Let's bring the energy, back the lads and make it count. Come on, you Dons!
You naughty man, Gilby.
So we now head on to MK Dons goal score predictions. Starting off with Chris, who thinks it will be a 2-0 win against Barrow, with goal scorers Nathaniel Mendes Lang and Ben Wiles. So Ryan's goal score prediction, he thinks against Barrow will be a 3-0 win to the Dons, with goal scorers Gilby, Collins and Kelly. My goal score prediction for Dons against Barrow, I think it should be straightforward. I think it will be a 2-0 win, and I'm actually going to say Gilby, and I'm going to say Patterson.
First touch is assured there from Collar. Liam Kelly. Oh, what a goal! 2-0 MK.
We're back on the road this Easter Monday, heading back to Manchester after a defeat to Salford. Oldham have made a strong return to the Football League, winning 4 of their last 5, so they're clearly in better form right now, but on our day, I know we're unstoppable. The last time we faced Oldham at the start of the season, it ended in a dull 0-0, with the only real talking point being Aaron Collins' unfortunate injury. Since then, we have met again in the FA Cup, where goals from Joe Tomlinson, Liam Kelly and Nathaniel Mendes-Lang secured a solid 3-1 win. Now, there's no room for slip-ups if we want to lock in a top 3 finish. We simply can't afford to drop more points. It's time to step up, get our acts together and bring home all 3 points. Let's make some noise at Boundary Park and push the lads over the line. Come on, you Dons!
You naughty man, Gilby.
MK Dons versus Oldham. Chris thinks it will be a 1-1 draw with his goal scorer Callum Patterson. So Ryan's goal score prediction, he thinks MK Dons will win 2-1 with goal scorer Collins twice. For Oldham, I think Oldham have been on a winning streak. They've been actually performing really well, so I think it will leave, I'm going to say at least 1-1, which I think goal scorer will be Nathaniel Mendes-Lang.
Stat for you. No. Fun fact. Fun fact. Fun fact.
Luke, if I missed the conversation whilst that was going on, I felt like you were halfway through a chat goal. How many funky monkeys have you had?
No, I'm sober tonight. Fun fact, I played at Boundary Park.
Did you?
Yeah.
Saxophone? Trumpet?
No, I was in the band at half time. No, listen.
Go on, fire away.
No, I played for Luton District Bus Company in goal in the National Bus Cup against Oldham and District Bus Company.
There you go.
There you are. We won 3-0.
I don't know if I've got more to say on the fact that you played for a team that had the word Luton in it, which is dreadful.
Well, it was where I worked at the time. I was an engineer down there.
Boycott it.
I played in goal for them, yeah.
Did you? Who won? You did.
We won 3-0. We actually won the National Bus Cup that year.
There we go.
What a prestigious event that is.
Well done, mate. That's good stuff.
Eat your heart out, Dave Bosdet.
Exactly right. Oh, dear. Anyway, sorry. Thanks for that, Cole. It's an interesting fact.
Okay,
pub team quiz. Who played and won the Bus Cup for Luton, Dunstable, and everyone around the surrounding areas?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
should have been Keens in there somewhere. Anyway, Craig said the red wasn't given for the kick; it was for inciting a fight on the pitch. So we're going on to the Offord thing in a minute, which I think means, Luke, you're going to have to shout really loud the word suspension as I roll something in a minute.
Right. Okay.
We don't all shout at once.
Come on.
Just to clarify, suspension of the week.
I can hear everybody shouting. That was quite. Nah.
Go on, Cole.
I thought he was a bloody fool. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, Luke, I'll defer to you.
Can I just say, footballers ain't very bright. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a stupid thing to do. There was no reason to do it other than just letting his frustration get the better of him, and that just can't happen. And so, I mean, obviously, you had all this sort of stuff going on, and everyone tried to have a little bit of an involvement with it. There's a bit of pushing, and here and there, but yeah, I just think he's made a very poor decision there, and that's all you can really read into it. Because now you're kind of just looking at it and thinking, well, we've got 3, potentially 4 games without him now, and given that he's been in our team most of the time, that's a huge miss and a really bad time to do it as well. That's all I've really got to say on that.
Like I said, footballers aren't very bright, and he proved it.
Yeah, I mean, look, it frustrates me because, look, I don't want to get into rumour mills, but I'm going to mention what I've heard in the club, and again, naming no names to protect the innocent. Apparently, allegedly, whatever way you want to spin it, take it with a pinch of salt, but it came from a very reliable source. Luke requested a transfer in January, which surprises me. But the feedback was because he doesn't feel he's being played in his best position. Now,
in goal.
Yeah, goal. Now, if true,
what is his best position?
Outside on the pitch, usually. No, I'm joking. He prefers defensive midfield. He prefers that midfield, berth, doesn't he?
Well, he made a good job of it then, didn't he?
Well, indeed. But it's just interesting because I would not have seen someone who's been a mainstay regular and someone that the team and fans highly rate requesting a transfer. That really surprised me. Again, if true, but this has come from a very reliable source that I don't question. Does that anger and frustration come out on the pitch? Question posed. I don't know. I don't know. It's a really odd one because my perception of Luke has changed a little bit in the fact of if he's requested a transfer in January, given that he's a mainstay in the team and given that he's critical to that team function, why would you ask? Again, question posed to everyone. But I just think he lost his head, and I would expect more from someone who knows the style of play that you're going to get from a Carl Robinson team. You know they're going to try and cause you trouble, and they're going to try and wind you up. Don't react to it. Don't react to it. At this point of the season, it's that critical that you have got sent off, and it could potentially damage the whole season.
Yeah.
Well,
Sorry, Luke. I'm going to use my dad thing. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. Because how can you be angry? I just think
I'm very disappointed in you, little Luke.
You're a paid professional. You're critical to the team. Clearly, you're unhappy with the position or whatever. Is that part of the reason you lashed out? Is what's going on there? I don't know what's going on, but something's going on. Something doesn't seem right there. But yeah, just an odd one. It
just can't be an excuse especially because he just moved into that position as well. If you're going to go about things in the right way and you want to play in holding midfield, then the way to do it is to play very well in holding midfield, not get yourself sent off within about 10 minutes of playing that role, because you're not going to have any faith in him to do that in the few remaining games. We don't have that time to sort of experiment with various things. We can now look at that and say, you know what, that's clearly not worked. So he's done himself no favors with that, unfortunately. And looking at these final few games, he's missing for a good few of them. Yep. He's given Sanders a free run at his starting spot in the team, and is there any reason to put him back in after that? Realistically, who deserves to lose their place for someone who's just gone and done something like that in such an important game?
Yeah, it's mind blowing to me. I couldn't agree more.
Could have put us in a bad position, couldn't he?
Could have done, and still could be.
Still can, yeah. You only want something to happen on Saturday or Monday, and you're back to fucking.
And again, someone I had as probably one of our players of the season, let alone for the month. But I thought he was done all the hard work and the hard graft, and probably doesn't get the credit for it. But like I say, when I heard what I heard, I was really taken aback, Cole. Really taken aback that he would have asked that. Again, I don't know the logic and the reasons.
That's a new one on me. I bow to your long line of grasses. I mean, contacts.
I'll let you know outside of this show who that was, and you'll probably understand that it was from a very good source.
I look forward to a rendezvous in the green room.
Indeed. Anyway, look, I've left, just as a quick aside, I've left Ash's question. I know the answer to this, I think, but I'll let you two have a go first to see if you know the answer to that question.
I wouldn't have a clue.
To be honest, I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
I only know this from a Trivial Pursuit from years ago, and it's always stuck with me because I've always had a soft spot for the team. But I believe it's the Shay, Halifax Town. Let me know if I'm right, Ash. I'm pretty sure it's Halifax Town, the Shay. So there we go. I don't know. It's just like, one of those things you just stick in your head. You just think, oh, I used to work for Halifax when I was a kid, so it always stuck with me. Anyway,
right, come on, we got to move on. People at home, we want you to do two things. Your player of the month, put that up.
Stick them in.
Aid will flash that. And we want to... Did you have a park on the bus for the kids? No, Dave, I didn't.
Thank you, Dave.
Thanks, Dave. You know, I'm saying nothing at the moment, but I will shortly. One job, Aiden.
Indeed.
I think that's West Bromwich Albion. I said that. That was a guess. Right.
Special guest on the show. My cat Oliver's come to say hi. Here we go.
And here's Parsnip.
There you go, mate. Bless you.
We want to know who you think your player of the month was for March, and also we want predictions. Proof in the pudding.
Yeah.
What is it? Is Dave Bosdick got something in for me?
Spotted dick. I don't know.
He's playing a very dangerous game.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I have been known to say things at AGMs. Anyway, moving on. So we want to know your player of the month for March, and we want your Barrow predictions if you haven't already put them on. Or if you did put them on and they didn't come up, put them on again. Yeah?
Absolutely.
Go on then. Player of the month.
Luke?
Oh, yeah. I do think it is actually quite tricky this month because I can't say that anyone has consistently played well over those 6 games. So really, you're looking at the ones that have not looked too bad in the last 2 games and have been particularly strong in the previous 4. There are 2 players I'm kind of leaning towards. I'd be looking at Liam Kelly and I'd be looking at Marvin Ekpitesa as my 2 that I'm kind of stuck between. Kelly kind of just got a bit of an unsung hero, really, in the middle of the pitch. He's just one of those ever present. The metronome of our play. Again, wasn't necessarily the strongest, taken off early. Although we don't necessarily agree with that for the Salford game. And then you've got someone like Marv, who's, I know again defensively we haven't been quite as good the last couple of games, but he scored a couple of goals and nearly scored again in the Salford game as well. I think of the 2, it's close. I'd lean towards Ekpitesa just about.
Well, I'm not going to dress it up like you've just done, but I'll go for Big Marv as well.
Sorry, just say Ash. It's West
Brom. No, I was right. That was a total guess, and I
think West Brom is the highest league, but if you're talking about stadiums in England, it will be the Shay. Go and check it out.
What about the one in Nepal's quite high up? Right. Anyway, Hayden, come on.
Do you know what? Is it like you say? It's a difficult one. I think there's been probably the first month of inconsistency that I couldn't say there was someone that just ran away with it. I think if I'm going to go for someone who's been consistent, made an impact, and always makes an impact for that matter, I'm going to go with the man that I presented the match ball to, Mr. Liam Kelly.
What, Aidan Gray?
Yeah. No, I think for me, Kelly has been the difference in some games. I mean, even against Salford, like, okay, we lost a game, and other games we've not done maybe so well. He has always stood out to me as someone who's just really come on, particularly from where he was last season to where he is now, night and day. But I generally think that the guy deserves credit. He's been man of the match from the player sponsors for the last few weeks. You can argue, well, you want to meet people. No, I generally think he's deserved it. And I think in the last 3 or 4 weeks, he is probably the most consistent. Big Marv is great. I've got a lot of time for Big Marv. But I think Liam Kelly is the one that's been doing all the hard work in the midfield.
It's going to be interesting to see player of the season, isn't it?
It's very interesting. It's going to be very interesting because there's been quite a few shouts and it's ebbed and flowed, to be honest. Ebbed and flowed.
No cats harmed in the making of Don's player.
Indeed. He's laying down at the moment. Bless him. He's a kiddie. It's just after a year-old, bless him. Rescued because he was RSPCA. He was found in a dustbin. So, yeah, he's a good kiddie. Offord's attitude has been great all season. Bin dippers. He lost it last Saturday. It's football. Passions run high. get over it. There you go.
Yeah.
Case on.
So you're going for Kelly.
I'm going for Kelly. You two are going for Big Marv. So Big Marv's got it.
Big Marv, unless anybody else wants to pitch in, and everybody's probably fallen asleep by now, have they?
Let's have a look. So we have got Craig says Big Marv has been his player of the month.
Yeah.
4-1 Dons. It's from Colin for the Barrow match, I believe. Player of the month, Big Marv. Another one for you there from Stephen. G-Van has said, I think Liam Kelly or Marv.
Yeah. Or Scott Hogan.
That's never going to happen, is it? Pete said, my player Sanders. Again, another good shout.
Yeah.
Grant said Craig McGivory or Kelly. And he reckons two.
Is that the new McDonald's menu?
Craig McGravy.
Yeah, McGravy. I was trying to ignore that for Grant's benefit, but you picked up on it. Well done. My dad says Aaron Collins, says G-Van.
Dads are always right, G-Van.
We go. G-Van said he's played well up until the last two games. Yeah, to be fair, G-Van, it's a good shout. It's a good shout.
I mean, we won't talk about it. We won't talk about it yet, but Offord, do you reckon he's blotted his copybook for player of the season?
It's one incident. If he did it 2 or 3 times, maybe I think definitely. But I'm with the comments said on here. I'm with him. It's a one-off. It pissed me off. It was a silly, stupid challenge, but whether he wants to leave or not, I think he's put.
Well, it wasn't really a challenge, wasn't it? He just fired the ball back at him, didn't he?
Something was said
on the floor.
Something was said that's triggered him, Cole, or something's been negative.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying Kelly, by the way.
Yeah.
Ash said, I think Liam Kelly. G-Van said Liam Kelly is on you. Cisse. I like Cisse, G-Van.
Same height as well.
Yeah, he's the same height. Cisse was a great player. I love that guy, especially when we went to Gillingham.
Well, it's nice to see that Dave Bosnett is finally laid off me.
Give it time. Craig says...
Perhaps that warning about the AGM hit a bloody sensitive spot.
Yeah, absolutely. Craig said, Kelly for me is player of the season. Pato extremely close as well. So thanks for that, Craig.
Pato is just... I think he's one of the best players we've ever had.
I don't disagree with that at all.
Ever had.
Ash said Big Marv. And then Jamie said, I must say Kelly runs his socks off every minute he's on the pitch. So it's a tough one, but I think Kelly just edges it with the amount of comments there. Big Marv is in second place.
Well, it's 5-10. Do you want to talk about your perception of the or your prediction of the Barrow game? How you think it's going to go, or any of you?
Let's do it.
One of you?
I've already said mine. I've said 3-1.
Oh, you don't want to elaborate anymore? I
did. I literally just spoke for ages about Barrow, about openers, everything. But
was that you? I thought I was having a fit.
No, it was definitely me. Don't worry, Cole. You weren't on drugs. Right. It's all good. It's all
mind-altering drugs. Okay.
Yeah. So Chris of Botwoodshire has come through and said, Kelly, EFL Messi is my player of the season, and it stands. But Big Mar for March. So
yeah, it's a good shout, that.
I mean, both players deserve it personally, I think. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I'm glad Kelly's finally become the player we knew he was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Hopefully on to bigger and better things next season as well.
Pato loves it at MK. Great stuff.
He does.
Absolutely.
Go on, Luke.
Ooh, okay. So this
there's a question.
What? It's too late at night, G-Van, for these taxing questions, but my personal opinion...
And too early in Callum Paterson's career, in Don's career anyway.
No one's going to like me for saying this, but I'm going to say Scott Twine for me has been the single best player I've ever seen on a dead ball, and it really impressed me, and I would pay money to have that guy back in the squad. I think Pato is great, but I think Scott Twine's natural ability, and what he can do on a ball is something I have never seen.
Really?
And I just rate the guy. Cole, we met him that season when we were in the DSA, and again,
and you've been on OnlyFans as well, haven't you?
Yeah, clearly. For me, out of the three of them, Dele Alli's great, but I think he got better over time before, unfortunately, his dip off, but more at Tottenham. I thought you got to see more of the best of him when he was building there until sort of things happened, which obviously we won't talk about. But again,
I find that difficult because all three have got.
They're all phenomenal players. Don't get me wrong,
and they've got slightly different attributes that makes me warm to them. Like you said, Scott Twine, dead ball kick. Dele Alli, quite devastating. Patterson to me seems like almost like the complete. If he could take free kicks, and I haven't seen him attempt one yet.
Yeah, no.
But if he could hit 30-yard screamer free kicks, mate, I'd be all over him.
Yeah, I mean, I like. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying because of my choice that I think the others are no good. They're all phenomenal.
They've all got their plus points, haven't they?
Yeah, but if you're asking it's just my personal view. If I had to take one of them into a squad, Scott Twine changes the game. You get a free kick, you got a goal. And I never think. Was it Fleetwood, Luke? I think when he scored 3.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
And for me, I was like,
when he hit one of them, he hit it, and he went, "Woo!" as he hit it.
He did. I remember that.
That unbelievable.
But that's the thing for me. It's like if you can do that and do it consistently, for me, that is the Ronaldo of League One that season. Personally, I was phenomenal.
Still don't beat the Chuck Zaniki goal at Peterborough.
That was phenomenal. Yeah, although I don't put him in the same category as these three.
Even in you couldn't even slow it down in slow mo.
Yeah. Anyway, what's out of the three, Cole? Who are you taking?
Daniel Powell.
Right, Luke. Who are you? We'll come back to you.
No,
Luke.
I'm gonna. Sorry, I'm still gonna say Patterson.
Okay.
It is so tricky, just because, like, again, you're looking at 3 very different players playing different positions, different roles. I mean, this is one of those where I could almost change opinion just based on how I'm feeling on the day, sort of thing. At this moment in time, I'd say Delhi.
Just one each.
Yeah. One each. There we go.
And like you say, Luke, that's no disrespect to the other two that none of us have picked. They are all phenomenal players. It's just personal preference. Jamie says it's an awful thing to say, but Chancery has been a blessing for the Dons. Otherwise, Pato wouldn't be. I reckon that's a good shout, Jamie. Yeah. Well, you wish it in any club, but yeah, I mean, in the situation they found themselves in, same as Barry Bannon, I guess, leaving and what happened with him and a few others. It's terribly sad. I hope they bounce back. I don't wish it on any club, but yeah, I think you're quite right, and we're very lucky to have him. He's a fantastic player. Mentality is key, says Craig, against Barrow. I think we have to score first, concede first, and our heads will drop. Excuse me. Ollie says, Twiney all day long, all 3 players quality, but it's not even close for me, Twiney. Spot on, Aiden.
Have you got one that backs me and Luke up?
I'll let you know. I'm scrolling. It probably will be. It probably will be. And quite rightly.
You're just selecting these to make you look.
Not at all. Quite rightly. Craig says, I love Pato, but 100% Twine is the best player I've seen at Stadium MK. He wasn't a poacher. He could dribble, smash one, free. Yeah, exactly. I've never felt such a admiration and a total respect for a player that I generally think could still go all the way given the right coach and the right time. Personally, I think he was terribly unlucky at Burnley when he had the injury. G-Van, that's like asking who's better, Dave Martin, Patrick Bamford, or Connor Coventry.
Well, it weren't Dave Martin, I'll tell you that now.
Well, I don't know, Colin. He could play in the Boss League. You never know,
mate.
I like Dave Martin.
I've got to be honest with you. I never rated him. Never rated him.
I liked him. Great guy.
Goalkeeper, you see. I know these things.
Oh, indeed. I defer to your magic. Who are you taking out? Do you know what? Let's do it. Who are you taking out of those 3? We know Colin's not going to take Martin. Who are you taking? Colin,
I like Connor Coventry.
I thought player we should have done all we could to. Bamford.
Bamford was too posh for us.
I love Bamford. Who are you taking, Cole?
Coventry.
Luke.
Again, tricky.
You can say Dave Martin.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's
don't say Dave Martin.
I think based on legacy.
It'd be like Dracula, didn't like crosses.
Based on legacy, I think it has to be David Martin.
No, we're not. Bloody hell, Daniel Powell played about 100 games for the Dons.
I know. I love Big Dave.
And the only legacy, he only had one leg and no head.
Yeah, do you know what? It's difficult, isn't it? Because for me, Bamford in his prime, my goodness, what a player!
Good player.
What a player. Head over heart here, because my heart, Luke, says Dave Martin because of his service to the club. My head says Patrick Bamford because the goal threat he was.
You might as well say Tony the Kit Man.
Why not? Why not? There we go. Again, all three of us went for a different player again. Patterson has raw passion and gives everything. Absolutely, Pete. What a player. Fantastic player. Love him to death. And we are a far better squad with him in it, that's for sure. G-Van is laughing, but great question.
Stop asking funny question, G-Van.
G-Van needs to go on question time, because if he's got questions like that, he might get something out of the MPs on the panel.
G-Van Shergill, Milton Keynes.
Pato, yeah, there you go. I'd say Twine. Absolutely loved him, said Jamie. Excuse me.
I like Lewis Baker.
Baker was better than Dele in the closing months. He was.
I like Lewis Baker.
Do you know what? That's a name you don't hear very often these days.
What?
Great player.
Okay.
Baker, yeah, Baker, great player. Who's better? Who's a better owner of the? Oh. Now this is a conflict of interest.
Shut up! There's no competition.
Again, it depends what you're looking at, Cole. And I say conflict of interest because I will declare that I've got a lot of time for Pete, and he is a personal friend. But I'm going to say Fahad, what he's doing at the moment is still early days. And I'm really impressed with where he's going and some of the staff and what they've been doing and plans that they're discussing and what's going forward. Phenomenal. And I cannot thank them enough for taking us to that next level. But I have to say, and I will put it on record, I will always be in debt and grateful to Pete Winkelman for saving my club, Wimbledon FC, bringing it to Milton Keynes, giving us a stadium to be proud of. And whatever people want to say and mock towards the latter end of his tenure because of the financial situation, we wouldn't have Milton Keynes Dons and Stadium MK and the club that we love if it wasn't for that man. So I'm grateful to Pete Winkelman for everything he did to give us the club that we all love.
I'm saying nothing.
Don't have to. There we go. But equally, I'm very excited about the future with Fahad, and I just hope he has the same passion and determination that
I'm not saying I don't want anybody to criticise me for my beliefs.
There we go.
Yeah.
Agnostic. Anyway, Patterson, just
me, Colin,
to get on.
What do we do?
Well, I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Linford Manor. What a place.
Yeah. What do we do?
Anyway, G-Van says, I think it's Dave Martin.
Get out. Get him off.
Good man. Good man. Goalkeepers Association. There we go. Bamford says, Ashley's with me on that one. And another good question from Craig. Who's better? Luke, you can start this. Chadwick, Aaron Wilbraham, or Smudger Smith?
Oh, that for me. I mean, Chadwick was my first ever favourite player, so that's an easy one. So easy one for me, Chadwick.
Can I request that you don't put any more of these up on the screen?
Cole, next.
Wilbraham.
I'm with you on that, Wilbraham.
Yeah.
There we go. Ash has asked a question. This is the last question.
Yeah. The thing I remember about Smith was when he scored that goal against Sheffield United. Was it Sheffield United? And he turned around in front of the away end and he went like that. And they went apeshit. Yeah. Oscar Goburn, Jason Banton, or Sam Neodanisi.
Could get PTSD on this show, couldn't you? Anyway, thanks for that, Ash. Out of that, shall we call it a list? Out of that list, Cole, what are you going for?
Oh, God almighty. Jason Banton, they are, just for the crack.
Yeah, I think I'm agreed on that one, just about. Yeah, Banton.
Oscar Goburn.
Jesus, Oscar Goburn, yeah. I know I'm going with Banton as well. I think the clean sweep there, Ash. You didn't expect that. And Ash has said, my nickname comes from Wilbraham, so there you go.
Oh, Albie, yeah. There you go. How about
Albie,
yeah. Sorry. Have me and Luke give a prediction yet on the score for Barrow yet?
I don't think we have yet.
There you go. Albie, got one for you. Who was the better striker? Scott Hogan, Simon Church. I can't even think of a third one because I still got PTSD from those two. Out of those two, who would you have back in the squad if you had to choose? Go on, Luke.
Oh,
It's all right. Simon Church. I know it's fine.
the thing is, I mean, maybe I was young. That you're still pretty young that season. I didn't actually mind Simon Church that much. I rated his efforts. He just wasn't that good. So I just.
I mean, you can apply that to everyone who's.
Well, yeah. Wait, well, yeah,
but
but
no, I
I mean,
agree.
Hogan's
He was nice
kind of
guy.
the flip side. He is good, but his attitude's awful. So it's
yeah.
When you look at it back over the years, we've had some crap. We've been talking about good players, but we've had some bloody crap ones, haven't we?
We have.
And basically sold to us as a decent player or a replacement, or we've had some bloody appalling ones. And when you look at it now and you think, bloody hell. I mean, one name always comes back to me, Rowan Vine.
Crikey,
yeah, I know. And when he came on, he was balled up to be quiet, and I thought, Jesus Christ, this bloke ever played football before?
All right, we'll have this very quickly.
3-0 Barrow.
Yeah.
3-0, I think we'll beat Barrow.
Sorry, you think Banter's a prat blocked me on Twitter because I told him the truth about his attitude stunk, and I told him he's not so.
I wonder why he blocked you. I can't believe it.
There's no such thing as class. You can't buy it. You can't buy it, Matt. Either you got it, you haven't. Unfortunately, some have not. So there we go.
Yeah.
There's a few more coming in. I don't know why it's frozen. One sec. There's a couple more comments here. G-Van says there is a man called Joshua who has seen the MK Dons games live this season. Dons have won all 3 games. I used my free ticket for him to attend the 2 home games. Can he help us win?
I don't know.
Maybe he's lucky charm.
Does he play up front?
Back in place of Luke Offord.
Yeah, does he want to take Hogan's place on the bench? He can watch it from there. Oh, there's always one joker in the pack, isn't there? He says, I would say Scott Hogan has done better than Simon. Yeah, well, one
in
goal.
terms of goal
by
return,
one goal.
yeah, fair enough.
By attitude, Simon Church by a country mile. I'd rather Lewis Guy over either. 100%, LB. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that one. Who is better, Scott Hogan, Simon Church? My God. Ollie, what are you doing? I'm going Simon Church on that just because I liked him. He was useless, but he was a nice guy. He was right. Here you go. Before we wrap up, MK Dons worst 11. I'm going for Ian McLaughlin in goal. Who are you guys going for?
Yeah,
Sietsma.
Who?
It's not.
Sietsma. Yeah. What about Cody Cropper?
There is that.
Cody Cropper.
Yep. Right. So defense, I'm going right back, worst 11. Everyone, feel free to join in. Jordan Spence for right back.
Jordan Spence is all right.
He wasn't that bad.
I'm going for my worst 11. Experience was there, but his legs had gone by the time he come to us.
And then Williams, he played in the championship after we got rid of him. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Zach Williams, because for me, young, inconsistent, always error prone. Matteo Baldry, injuries, inconsistency completely when he was with us. I don't know. I'm going to go for left back, to be honest.
Dean Luton.
It would have to be one of the random loan players we got to try and replace Lewington that just didn't replace him.
Ben Tilney.
Yeah, there you go. Stick him in. Feel free to jump in, guys, with this. Midfield, I'm going right mid, Peter Paul. Big signing, never delivered for me. Centre midfielders, do you know what? Again, it's probably down to injury, but I'd say Louis Thompson because he was a quality player, but injuries made
a glass and balsa wood.
Yeah. And probably controversial, Ben Reeves' second spell. First spell was brilliant. Second spell, miles off it for me.
Sergio Aguza, though, he played like once or twice and did nothing after all the hype from Madrid.
Well, exactly, right? Who's your worst left midfielder?
Oh,
I'm stuck on that one.
Yeah, got to think.
Don't ask me. I don't watch football.
I'm thinking strikers for me. And again, probably controversial, but Colton Morris never clicked. Smashing it everywhere else, but never clicked with us.
Not Scott Hogan.
Well, yeah, obviously there's 2 up front. Yeah. It goes without saying, but I'd have him and Morris up front. But I am stuck for a left back, a left mid. I am stuck for left mid.
Well, we'll think about
that. Mind you, having said that, Tish Bowler was bloody awful as well.
Bowler, yeah.
Yeah, what? Yeah, stick him in. He was useless.
Okay. Right, what?
Sol Davis, left back. Matt's gone Paul Downing for centre back.
Oh, yeah. Drowning, they used to call him, didn't they?
Tish Bowler, Craig, that's the one I think the name. Yeah, dreadful player. I remember he got sent off after 2 minutes. Never forget that. There you go.
Right, okay. Right, we better tell people what's going on next week, haven't we?
Flo, sorry.
Torre Andre Flo, there you go.
Yeah, Stephen Walker. My God, Albie. Sorry,
you mean Steve Walker? Was that Steve Walker?
Yeah, Pete's right. Spanish player Benavente. I think he was crap.
Crazy thing is, Benavente's actually had a good career since.
He has, but to be fair, crap at the time was probably too good a word, Pete, for him when he was with us.
Oh, do you remember Lewington sprinting halfway across the pitch to go and yell at him? That was just.
Yeah,
he probably didn't understand a word of it, but there you go. Right, are we going to tell people what's happening next week?
No. Okay. That's fine. Okay. Well, yeah, we can do. Do you want to tell them?
No, you tell them.
All right. So next Wednesday, we are not on.
Really?
We are on next week, but next Wednesday we're not on because it's Colin's birthday just gone recently, and I have bought him a surprise ticket to go and watch Harry Enfield.
It's not a surprise anymore, is
it? Well, it isn't because I told you before the show. Anyway, so we've got tickets to go and watch that. So we'll be in Northampton watching Harry Enfield. But we will be on.
Is he in Northampton
next week? He's in Northampton, Derngate.
Oh, is it?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope you got premium seating.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got your leg room as well. There you go.
Good man.
But yeah, so we will be on next Friday for the build up for the Bromley game. So we're going to make sure we're going to have a Bromley fan on. We've got lots to talk about.
We can't do Tuesday, can we? Because I've got a meeting up in Peterborough. We can't do Wednesday watching Harry Enfield. You can't do Thursday because it's your son's birthday. So we're coming on Friday.
Absolutely. Which will be a nice build up before the game. So make sure next Friday, 7:45, you're with us. Maybe we'll have special guests on. Maybe Luke will make a return. Be that recorded or live. Who knows?
Yeah. And as it's the weekend, I can have a drink.
You can do. Exactly. It's not school night. Down in the donkey, 100%. Ollie, 100%. G-Van. I could get slaughtered here, but I think I've seen players a lot worse than Scott Hogan at Don's. If you have, please send them on a postcard, G-Van, because I haven't.
Very poor.
We'll see. You're not going to get slaughtered. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, G-Van.
Anyway, it's 10:15, way past my bedtime.
It is.
Is that it?
I don't know. I was waiting for you to say something.
Well, I mean, I'll do the thank yous then, shall I? So thanks to Aidan. Brilliant. Cheers for Luke for joining us tonight. It's been great having you. Thanks to Aaron from Oldham. Thanks to Callum, Ryan and Chris for team talk. Thanks to John for booking the acts. Thank you to you for watching us. We couldn't put this show together if it wasn't for you. Is there anybody still watching?
There is.
All right, okay.
And don't forget, Cole, we always say on this show every week, we do this as a hobby. We don't get paid for this.
We should.
We shouldn't. They'll be taking money off us, right? But no, we do it as a bit of a hobby, and we're really grateful to all of you, as we say every week, and especially to the new subscribers and people that are coming on listening to us. Not just in the UK, we've got followers in the US, we've got followers in Australia, we've got followers all over the world, which is very, very humbling and very, very appreciated. And we do it for the fans, by the fans, with the fans. Don's Unplugged.
Yeah, that's right. I can't remember.
There you go.
Okay, that's it then. That's a wrap for tonight. Thanks all for watching. Don't forget, I'll see you next Friday night, usual time. Thanks for all your comments tonight. It's been absolutely brilliant, very helpful. Please, no more of those. Who is the best player? Because
no, please do. That was hilarious. Thank you.
Okay,
everyone.
all right.
And G-Man, get yourself on Question Time and pose some of those taxing questions to whoever the leading frontline politician is. Like, who was the best MK Don centre forward? That's a question you want to be hearing on Question Time. And if they don't answer it, they know nothing.
G-Van should go on Mastermind, shouldn't he? Da, 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 da.
I think he should. There you go, G-Van. That's a quest for you. Get on Mastermind and talk about MK Dons.
Yeah, that will go down well. Right, okay. Right, thanks, everybody. Thanks for all our guests. Lukey, say good night.
Good night, kiddo.
You've got to be on the banter pages to know that one. Right, say good night, Aidan.
Good night, Aidan.
Good night from me as well. Take care. Come on, you Dons.
Come on, you Dons. Big weekender. See you soon, guys.
Happy Easter.
Happy
Because the
Easter.
club probably won't wish it.